Let's kick off the post-COVID episode.
Okay. Yeah.
Folks, welcome to the Pretend Friends podcast. It's been 2 long, very dry weeks.
Oh, so
And we miss
dry.
you dearly.
My throat especially.
I'm so.
Our
I
friend
just haven't.
Shane had COVID, which is embarrassing. The pandemic was so long ago. To get it
was.
now.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was like, damn, I got got.
Yeah, he was like, I got sick. I think it's the flu. It's COVID, and we were like, bro, what
what?
year are you in?
Yeah.
Yeah, and just
That's like I had the same reaction as if someone came up to me and said like I caught like smallpox. Like, what? Like that ancient disease that doesn't matter anymore. How the fuck did you do that?
And just in case I couldn't make it, in case we still
Yeah.
needed the black perspective here, we invited Christian on the show again today.
Welcome back, Christian.
Welcome back, Christian.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
good to
basically
be
like, I can't do the pod. I have leprosy.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Dude, bro, read your Bible. Read your Bible.
Isn't that
Everyone on this podcast is expected to be literate in the Bible. Everyone listening to this podcast is
you go.
expected to be literate in the Bible. I think we've made that clear.
I
From
mean, that
day
is
one.
true.
This is a
Guys,
Christian podcast.
I mean, we are
This is a
America.
Christian
This is
podcast.
America.
But yeah, it was just having 1 week break, not being able to like verbally bust a nut for 2 weeks. That was
No,
rough.
yeah, I'm
I
back
couldn't
up.
unload my opinions on it.
I just started screaming hot takes at my 5-year-old.
Yeah. So today, my opinion load is going to be huge.
If I can't tell into my family, which is like half of the people who, at least
Yeah,
for me,
for
who I
real.
know who listen to our show.
I really hope my parents don't listen to this, but they might.
Yeah. Well,
Hi, Jacob's parents.
hey, how's it going,
if
ma'am?
you
Sorry
listen to
about your
this,
knee.
forget the part where I compared me speaking into this microphone to like busting a nut. Forget that part.
Wait, speaking of parents, happy Father's Day, Nathan.
Oh,
yeah.
thank you.
Father's Day,
Hey.
Nathan.
And happy
Yeah.
Father's Day to my dad and other people's dads, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, mine.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I didn't mean to bring up dads around.
Whoever you are.
Around you guys.
Happy birthday, Father. Whoever you
Well,
are.
I mean, maybe
If
edit
you're
this
out there.
out, but it is funny that our 2 black members don't know their fathers.
Oh, you don't know your dad either?
yeah.
Wow. Okay, so stereotypes.
Things are
Guys,
gonna get
stereotypes
easier.
are real.
Just a little bit. Yeah, Jacob.
But yeah, I'm white. I know my dad.
yeah, my dad's Guatemalan. Jacob, what's your like high level? What's the relationship like with your dad?
I call him and he goes, hey, these are all the Netflix shows I watched this week. So here's this show about Hitler, and here's this other show about World War II, and here's this other show about the Vietnam War. And I'm like,
Nice.
yep, you're a Midwestern white
Classic
father.
Midwest
Hell yeah.
dad, dude. Hell yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a good relationship. It's typically my mom who's like, call me, text me, all that stuff, which is great. And my dad's just like lurking in the shadows and just kind of like hops on calls when I call my mom.
Oh, that's cool.
And he's just really bad at the phone. Like today I called my mom to call my dad. I called my mom. I was like, hey, give the phone to dad.
yeah. Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
My dad immigrated here when he was 13 from Guatemala, and as
shit.
a cop.
Shout out, Percy.
Yeah.
out.
So
You
he
go,
has
Percy.
nothing in common with me at all.
Oh yeah, we discussed how he was like Xbox RuneScape. What is
Yeah,
that?
like he had no idea what to do with me. So there's many points in my childhood and teenage years where he was just like, "You're gonna have to just figure this
like,
out
yeah,
yourself."
whatever, man.
Yeah,
Sure.
But now he helps me out with things. You know what I mean? Like today, I don't have a Costco membership, so we went to Costco together, and I thought the car batteries at Costco would be cheaper. They were not. It was still like
you can
$200.
buy car batteries at Costco.
No, you have to have a membership.
but you can buy it with a membership.
You can't buy it without a membership.
No, but I'm saying at Costco.
No, that's
when you
why
have a membership,
I
they have car batteries.
thought going with my dad to use his Costco membership would get me a cheaper battery, but it's
Yeah.
the exact same cost.
How
A
much?
very, a very reasonable expectation.
How much
Yeah.
was it?
Yeah, because
right?
typically things are cheaper at Costco.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're like 10% cheaper. It's not great.
Okay, well, if
yeah, that's still
something's
a lot.
$200,
Yeah.
I think the problem there is that you
Mr.
can't.
Money McBean over here. Like,
What,
Mr. Moneybags right here.
I think the problem there is that no one buys like 6 packs of like car batteries.
It's true. Yeah, you're not getting really the full
Says
thing.
who?
I should.
I wouldn't mind.
I've replaced the car battery.
Let me
the
introduce
battery,
the concept of lost leadership to you, Jacob.
the battery in my car.
car
I've
batteries.
replaced it like 7. No, sorry, not 7. That's like 3 or 4 times. So I could use
That's
the 6
well,
pack
because
of
it's an
car
older
batteries.
car, right?
And I'm just really bad at like leaving a random light on and just fucking draining the shit
Yesterday,
out
when
of it.
Jacob's
horrible.
car was parked at your house, Nathan, outside, there was a certain angle in which the sun was hitting it that really highlighted all the hail damage.
Yeah.
So I stepped outside for a second and I was like, Man, this guy's car really has this guy's
bro.
Dude, speaking of Jacob's car, so I didn't want to move my car, so we're like, Jacob, let's hop in your car and go get the pizza. There's no sun visor on his car.
there's no sun visor on the passenger side, and I just never fixed it because
you don't have to suffer the consequences.
fuck the
of that.
passenger. You know?
Yeah, because you don't have to suffer the fucking consequences.
so
Meanwhile, me, I keep reaching up like instinctually to pull
He
it
did it,
down.
like,
That
4
happened,
times.
Wait, so
4
this means
times.
that like people must bring this up to you.
Well, every
regularly.
single time it's sunny, I just go, I'm sorry about that. You want my hat?
And he just doesn't solve. You just don't solve the situation at all.
I don't.
Folks,
I mean, I drive by myself like 90% of the
here
time.
is
so
the
it's like,
Midwestern mindset in a nutshell, folks.
I mean,
folks, you listening at home.
I'm down to have like a I don't know, like a GoFundMe for a
GoFundMe.
passenger.
Please, I'm
side.
just a poor software engineer at a major tech company. Please help me pay these $32
All
to
my
get me
life
some.
I've been poor, but it really
It was like so instinctual for Nathan. He was just like pawing.
I just kept pawing at it.
the fucking.
It's
First
really
time it was like
you were there
I would like to. I would like to point out.
And Christian sat in the back seat on the side that doesn't have a banana stain on this on the.
That's a banana stain, dude. I was like, what is
it looks
that?
like a
Jacob has a banana stain on the seat of the back seat of his car.
It looks like a. It
Where
looks like
there's like a dark imprint in the shape of a
it
banana.
looks like the remnants of like a cock getting vaporized.
Yeah, like someone with a huge schlong, like John Holmes, getting vaporized in the back of Jacob's car.
That's just like
No,
the only-
because we were hanging out yesterday because we were all over at Nathan's house to watch a movie that had its 20th anniversary last week. Of course, that being Napoleon Dynamite, classic from 2004, and it also happens to be it seems to be a biopic of Jacob's life.
Yeah.
extent.
Our Midwest
Yeah.
homie. Before we move on to that, I would like to point out to our viewers that Jacob does get laid frequently. He's always on dates. Girls like him. And it just goes to show you don't need a nice car. You just need to be tall and white.
I always
to get
just
You need
laid.
to
tell
be
them
in the
just
right place at the right time, baby.
If you
Tall
are
and
a-
white in San Francisco,
Fuck,
love your engines, sir.
those Asian women don't
Software
stand a
engineer.
chance. They don't care.
And I give them an out. I go, just so you know, my car's a piece of shit. You cool with that?
He has
And they go,
ethnic
yes.
friends. He's like, look at my podcast. Look at my
my God,
ethnic
dude.
He
friends.
goes, hey, check out my
Jesus
podcast.
Christ.
There's a black guy on it.
Jacob,
Not racist.
Sometimes
Jacob,
too.
like tall white with a corgi is just like slaying Asian
my
women.
God.
Just
If
walking
you-
around,
Dude, get a corgi.
walking around the
Corgi.
Embarcadero with a
Get
corgi.
a corgi and buy a Tesla, and I
Oh,
think
dude, it's
you
okay.
you'd be
God
done.
Emperor White.
Dude,
Yeah,
for
I
real,
used to
man.
really want a Tesla, and now every single time I see a Tesla, I'm just like, you suck.
Jacob,
Oh.
you have the archetype to get as like like ridiculous as possible and have it play to your benefit.
Yeah.
somehow.
Yeah,
I
would
mean,
say
I did
lean
get
in,
pretty
my
ridiculous with it for a time. I was riding those one wheels around to work and stuff.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I mean,
Jacob
I
was
still,
wearing.
I still will.
What is
I
it
just-
called?
You
it's
still
called, well,
wheel.
they're called one wheels. I call them electric unicycles.
You gave it a
because that's
different
what
name, a
is.
uke.
It's Uke, EUC for short. That's what we in the biz call it.
Oh my God.
And I crashed and like broke one of the pedals, and I've just been too lazy to fix it. Similar to my car.
Wait, is it like a one wheel? Is in like the skateboard looking?
No,
thing, or-
sorry. The one wheel is a
Oh.
skateboard.
Yeah,
one.
you got it
The
because
other one
there's
is electric
as San
unicycle.
Francisco residents, we see a lot of what's called personal mobility devices.
Yeah.
We've seen the diversification of
Yeah.
that market basically in real time.
Yeah.
that's one of the privileges. One of which being
will-
the uke, which
Yeah.
is like it's essentially a unicycle. That has places for your feet, and you stand on it perfectly still
on
right?
each side
Standing
of
straight up.
on each side of the wheel.
And you're kind of just like on this like unicycle cheese wheel thing. That just
and
kinda
a
like,
gyroscope
Jesus Christ.
balances you along with a motor.
Yeah,
And it's very
how does it operate? Is it like the
dangerous.
hoverboards that people used to get fucked up on?
It
on
just
Vine?
it just keeps you balanced, and that's how you accelerate and decelerate. You lean backwards, it has to decelerate to keep you balanced. You lean forward, it has to accelerate to keep you balanced.
Dude,
And
those
that's
things
how you-
go way too fast.
Yeah,
They,
mine goes up to about 25 kilometers.
That's too fast.
An hour.
What the fuck is a
Kilometers.
kilometer?
Why is it a
Kilometers.
This motherfucker's a kilometers
Well, it's a Chinese product
in
so, like,
America.
it's a Chinese
We are
product.
in America, sir.
And it's pretty dangerous because, like, I always think, like, if this,
Yeah.
if this, if
Yeah,
this
no
thing
one
just-
knows how fast you're going because you say
Well,
kilometers.
If this, if this thing just turns off while I'm writing it, I just go bam.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like the entire balancing structure.
Dude, if you
is
hit a
based on
bump,
it.
you're a fucking goner.
Well, yeah.
you're
If
done.
one time when I last stopped riding it was because my pedal broke, and that's because I took a route that I don't normally take,
Mm-hmm.
and that was enough for me to like. I'm usually pretty confident with the train that I take to work every single day. But then I was like, oh, I forgot I'm going to the gym. So I took an alternate route because I was like, oh shit, I forgot I was going to the gym. Let me take a right to the gym. And I was going left. I was moving left to right on the wheel, and the sidewalk was imbalanced.
Oh no.
And so the sidewalk was a little bit raised, and I went like this, and that was enough for me to just be like, psh.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just fucked up my arm. And
Didn't it seem like you were in the air for so
but that's
long?
what this is.
Oh my god.
And because I mean, and I have my hands in my pockets, so I stayed pretty calm, to be honest. Like I was kind of proud of myself. Like I was crashing, I was just like, "This is happening."
It's crazy how whenever you guys are in those gnarly crashes where you're launched in the air, like you're in there for
It
so.
does
It seems
feel
like
like
you're in the air
forever.
forever. You're like, dude.
But I wear a full helmet, so my head was fine, and also my dignity's fine because no one knows who I am when I ride that.
I'm glad that Jacob was wearing a helmet that time because like the first week you had it,
I hit my head.
and this guy comes over to my apartment. And he
I have like a
just has
Band-Aid. I'm like
Band-Aid on his
Nelly.
arm. He's like, "Hey, buddy."
"Hey, what's up?" I hit
Like-
it going pretty slowly. Which
This
made it even
impractical,
worse.
silly vehicle, and you're prone to injury. Like, what exactly are we getting?
I mean,
what's the value there?
It's
Yeah.
pretty
What's the
fucking
value
fun to ride.
Oh,
It is. It's extremely fun. That is legitimately an aspect about it that I enjoy. Is that it's fun. It's pretty.
cool.
It's. I mean, is it worth it? Is it much more compact?
Let
than
me
a
search
scooter? Probably not. But I just think I'm like, it's nice to be able to like, I don't know, go pick up food and just be like, hold it. And just go back.
you can do it
Whereas
with a
with
skateboard,
Electric bike.
like a real one.
Electric scooter.
But then you need skill. For a skateboard, you need skill.
Well, you
not
gotta,
as
you
compact.
gotta,
For
you
for
gotta do
this,
it.
for the unicycle, you just need like $2,000.
I mean, the selling point for me is I can just get off of it and carry it like a briefcase. That's why I originally got it.
Why do you carry a briefcase? Who carries a briefcase?
I'm not saying carry it like I'm just saying carry it.
Oh, it's portable.
Like a
It's
briefcase.
portable.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
portability.
okay.
I mean, it does weigh like
You can't really do that
25
with a bike,
pounds,
can
but
you? You can't really.
Okay, fair enough.
You can't really do that with a bike.
you can
All
kind
of those,
do it with the scooter, though.
personal mobility devices, I think, thrive in San Francisco. One, because it's hard to drive here, but two, because I think a lot of people here have just given up on having sex appeal. And they're around a lot of other people who have also given up
Well,
on
no,
having sex
like I
appeal.
said,
True.
like every place, every city, especially major cities, metropolitan areas, has like its dating metagame, so to speak,
Yeah.
right? And that's part of the metagame here, where like
Love
something
it.
stupid like that, in certain instances with certain people, there's a lot of them here, will play to your benefit because it shows that you're on the cutting edge and you're
Yeah.
into sustainability,
Also-
etc. You're anything besides just like a consumer.
Also, there's
Yeah.
Endangering your life
There's a
needlessly.
certain
With these cockamamie devices that probably were thought of at some point, but probably not done because they were bad ideas.
Yeah. And driving in one of the least hospitable cities.
Can you
like-
imagine riding
Yeah.
something so precarious to the extent to like where your balance influences your movement
yeah.
on a street in a major city?
Yeah.
with California drivers? City
California.
California.
And
drivers.
here's a safety measure. Here's a roller bar that comes into play when you get hit. There is none.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
body's just
I got
flying across the fucking
I mean, I
thing,
got
man.
I got really good at it, but like the first month I was still learning, and like I remember I was taking it to your old place on Franklin Street, and like there's some pretty shitty roads, and at one point like I hit like a bump, and it like bumped me up. And like so, I went fully off the pedals, and the wheel just kept going. And I landed and started sprinting after it. I was like, no! It could like go into traffic, and get, like go into traffic, and get like run over, and this thing costs $1,000 fucking dollars.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But there is something about like when a girl comes over. I don't really mention it anymore.
And leaves because she sees that.
No, but they're like, there is a certain like, yeah. Well, like it's by my front door, so someone will be like, "What is that?" And I'll be like, "Oh yeah, it's a one wheel. Like I ride that around sometimes or whatever." And obviously it's super nerdy, but there's a certain level of like confidence and comfortabableness in my own skin that exudes. To just be like, "Yep, I ride this." Are you
There's
cool
a
with
certain
that?
level of like mansplaining that like as like
cherish that.
if you
Yeah.
if you're like a guy, even if it's like nerdy though, there's a certain level of like mansplaining or explaining that you can do that like women like.
Well,
If they
girls
you.
like when you
Yeah.
really are into something and you understand it. Now maybe there's a limit. It's like, all right, you can't be into fucking riding one wheels.
Maybe, yeah. I remember explaining the plot of like Dune to a girl, and she was like, "I'm really into that," and I was like, "You're not into the plot of Dune."
No, but like
Maybe she was just confused and you helped her.
no, yeah, but I mean, yeah, I have fully like taken the approach of like, hey, I'm gonna do whatever weird thing I'm gonna do, and if you're cool with that, great.
Yeah.
I don't know like
I'll
why I'm thinking
masturbate.
about this,
Like-
but it's just like, yeah, she comes over to her apartment, opens my closet, and she sees like these big long shoes and this rainbow wig and this fucking like, she's like, what's this? Like, oh yeah, I'm a fucking clown.
And I ride a unicycle. Yo, I should wear.
It's gonna be me.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that would be like the San Francisco
There's
clown.
a certain amount of clowning that girls like.
As long as you're confident about being a clown,
long as you're
they really
upfront
like
about
it.
Put a little whoopee cushion under a seat on the first day.
As long as you're confident and you know a lot about it, you speak confidently about it, they like it when you're a clown.
Yeah.
Well, they like it at first.
Yeah.
Then they're
Okay.
like, "Fuck." Everyone likes
Yeah.
the first couple dates with the clown.
Everyone
but
likes
then-
quirks at first.
The nose stays
Then
on
you gotta
during
start
sex.
introducing those quirks to your family and shit.
The nose stays on during sex.
the nose stays on.
Hong Kong.
Hey, I'm outside. Come on, we're gonna be late to the movie. And like, it's a tiny clown car. And you get in, and there's 8 more clowns. In there.
But yeah, Napoleon didn't have
yeah,
an
it's a
electric
group date.
unicycle. He had to take the school bus to school, and it seemed like he's like the only high schooler in that movie who has
Yeah.
to take the bus.
And that
Yeah,
movie
he-
is
'cause he's rural.
It's so timeless.
It really, yeah.
It's,
There's
it's
some
incredible.
For those of you, I guess I don't really know what our target demographic is.
It's
but
about our age range.
I would
something
hope
like
that you would have seen Napoleon Dynamite by
one
now.
point.
And
But
if
like-
not, that makes sense too.
Yeah.
You should watch.
Everyone,
Not a lot of
That's
people
also
did.
cool.
everyone our age has seen it, but the reason why Christian's on the pod is because he had never seen it, and we wanted a Zoomer take on it, and we told him not to tell us anything. You guys don't need a synopsis of the plot of Napoleon Dynamite, so we're gonna take it straight to our friend here. Christian, what did you think of the film?
I thought it was good. It's like for a comedic movie, it has no right to like look that pretty. It like looks amazing. A lot of the shots are really funny. The humor is definitely like one generation before me. I feel like there are some moments though. I like that it's like very absurd, but there are some moments, especially with like the. Oh, I don't have any good examples here.
Kip?
With Kip, no. Oh,
You loved when he came out to
Kip
be a
scenes
full ass
with
white.
with LaFonda, like when LaFonda, that entire like little mini arc is like so perfect. It's so well done. Like LaFonda comes, just turns
Yeah.
Kip into
he turns him into a straight.
just
Is it acceptable?
just
to
urbanizes him.
Acceptable to say.
Whatever it's about to be, it's gonna be bad.
Jacob
this
is
guy.
definitely
Yeah.
Wait, no. Is it okay to say wigger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, he turns into a full on wigger. Like
Yeah,
like
pretty
5 minutes
much.
after meeting her.
It's
awesome.
great.
It's every single line is iconic. Every single line was like drilled into us as a meme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every actor's
I've seen that gif everywhere.
Yeah.
that was amazing.
After he gets 9 pins out of 10 at bowling after hitting the sides like 8
the
times.
bumper
Yeah.
like 10
And because I think Wise, like the director, was like one of 6 siblings, and I think he just combined all the awkward habits of like all of
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
And I feel like the reason that type of yes is so popular and shit is because everyone already knew somebody who would do that.
Yeah.
Like you already knew like the kind of the weird
Yeah.
kid at school would be like, yes.
Yeah.
Like whenever something would go on, you're like, what the fuck?
Another-
Like, he
another-
would dress a little weird, wearing weird moon boots and shit. You
Yeah,
know, he had like
yeah.
weird fucking hobbies. And he drew unicorns and shit at school.
Yeah, I mean, like I didn't know one guy that was like that, but I saw those weirdo habits in like
Yeah,
a bunch of different
exactly,
people
yeah.
express. Everything felt very familiar, but also like so alien, because everyone in Napoleon Dynamite is in their own little world. All the main characters are like an alien in the environment that they find themselves in. Napoleon is a fucking alien. He's a weirdo. He's in his own world. He's delusional, right? He's lying. He's talking about being good at like having a bow staff and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like a scary quality, honestly. That
It
movie
is.
could have easily taken a sinister turn.
Yeah, and then Uncle
pretty
Rico's
good
in his
with
own
the
little
bow
world.
staff.
He's in
Computer hacking
1982.
skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in this
anarchy.
world where he can throw a football over a mountain.
Yeah.
Pedro is literally an alien, right? He's a foreigner. He just moved from Mexico. And
That's
he's just
actually that
looking
movie's
around.
actually why I became a software engineer. I was like, girls are into computer hacking skills.
Oh yeah.
And it turns out he was right.
Yeah, sure.
And this, so like, yeah, exactly. What you're saying is like, this movie is just, it's like they're all the weird kid.
Yeah.
Every character
Yeah.
is the weird kid, basically. And these guys just throw them all together. And they're little like,
Man, another favorite Kip line is he's like, yeah, so I guess you could say that things are getting pretty serious.
Oh yeah, classic.
these are getting pretty serious. We talk for almost
you're
2
just
hours a day.
No, we chat online for
So I
like
guess you
4
can
hours
say
a
it's
day.
getting
So I
pretty
guess you
serious.
could say that things are getting pretty serious.
Napoleon, you're just jealous because I've been talking to babes all day.
So I recently learned that, like, yeah, the guy who plays Kip was like just a friend of the filmmakers, the original filmmakers, and wasn't like a professional actor by any means, like for that movie.
Which is amazing because
Yeah.
after you said that, I started paying attention to his acting more, and I was like, this is pretty good.
And I feel like that the reason
Yeah.
why it works so well is like, and I think the reason why that movie was considered such like a sleeper hit is because it's so offbeat, but it's effective in like its
Yeah.
own way.
Yeah,
Only somebody who's not an actor could have given that type of performance.
I feel like
right,
true.
like free
Yeah.
from like the expectations of like what it
see,
should be. You just like
a lot
oh,
of
he's a weird
movies-
guy.
A lot of movies are held back by having to cast known actors.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's the only thing that's getting
like Chris
butts in
Hemsworth in
seat.
Furious.
Well,
Yeah.
well, that
I got
and
it.
like,
Fine. I will not hear any Furious.
Everyone's just like, oh, Chris Hemsworth, he's so good.
Oh, I'm Chris
like-
Hemsworth. I'm
Yeah,
Australian
well,
too.
a movie like this has to be like a sleeper hit because like a popular like big movie, they wouldn't allow it to like have the space to have that kind of
It
content.
would
Like,
come way
yeah,
too
yeah.
late and it would fail.
Yeah, like
Well, that, but
no,
it would be like, no, we need more quippy jokes in this, and it's like, no.
no popular lead actor would run like Napoleon does, and he just runs in the most like perfectly awkward.
He leans in
like,
the direction he's going before he.
Yeah.
he just like it's like
All
it's
those
He's
little
so awkward,
movements,
like-
yeah, like the little character like movements, how they
I don't think-
present themselves, how they
Yeah.
talk,
it's just
the
like
face,
how he holds his body.
yeah,
I don't think
it's-
a single
it's really
person
funny.
in this movie runs with their arms.
No,
I don't
Everyone
know.
is so fucking bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Deb is so funny. She's so endearing. And again, everyone knows someone kind of like her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we've all met at
Kind of
the.
like that energy. And sometimes you would get crushes on her too, because it's just kind of like an endearing,
yeah.
like
Yeah, she's a dork. She's
Yeah.
Everyone loves
type
a
of
dork.
energy.
I mean, there's a kid I knew growing up who would like run like swinging his arms like this.
There's a guy I knew that too. It's right here.
It's like the weird
It's this guy.
Yeah, it was me.
That kid was me.
And now
That kid grew up to be Oprah Winfrey.
that kid, Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah, I mean, I would have kids in high school that did the Naruto run, but
Yeah. Naruto Run is like the.
It bothers me why they call it the Naruto run.
Why?
Like there was because
it's
like
not Naruto
there's
running.
anime that characters who ran like that before Naruto.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But like that was the like how many of those were on like Toonami and hit like a
Yeah,
mainstream
but did he
audience?
popularize it? Right? So like,
all of them.
No, who else ran like that from a Toonami show?
Ash Ketchum kind of ran like that sometimes.
Oh, true.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess a little bit.
And obviously Sonic the Hedgehog runs like that. So I
Oh,
feel like
oh
a lot
shit,
of the,
yeah, you're right.
a lot of the losers in school who ran like that before they called it the Naruto run. We just like it was like the Sonic run.
running
It's
like
a Sonic
Sonic.
run.
Sonic
Bro,
the
that-
Hedgehog on WB.
But I guess I'm
Dude,
just old.
like
so,
the like Sonic
yeah.
X theme is playing in my head right now. It's just like
You watched Sonic X?
Yeah, dude.
How old were you?
Yeah,
Like
I-
negative,
I was like,
negative
I was-
two
I
when
was
it came
really
out?
little.
Negative
Yeah.
two.
How does it go for everyone?
Gotta go fast. Gotta go
We
fast.
literally gotta go fast.
Gotta go faster, 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 faster.
Sonic, gotta go fast. He goes fast. He's
Rolling the
Sonic.
speed of sound. Gotta catch his hog around. Gotta
man.
catch
Sonic,
the situation. Stuck in a new location. Yeah.
Sonic 2 was the first video game I
Expectation.
remember playing because my family had a Sega Genesis for some reason.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
a lot of like Latino families
I
just
played-
love the Sega Genesis.
I don't know why. What the fuck is going on there?
Yeah, we love the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis. I think
I played
Like,
Sonic 2 on my family's like 98 Windows, and I didn't
yeah,
understand how it
nice.
worked, and it had to like have a certain resolution to run. So my mom would always have to come down and like change the resolution for me every single time I played.
Your mom
that
gave
game.
you tech support.
Yeah, my mom was
That's
giving
pretty-
me
that's
tech
pretty
support.
impressive.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And then you pay it forward now. And that you're
Yeah,
helping her,
and now
Picture
she's
the
like,
comparison, like if my mom was operating like a
Yeah.
oh my
computer.
god.
and now,
Dang, was it?
and now I'll have like not been home for like 6 months, and she'll be like, "Jacob, the computer's not working. What'd you do to it?" And I'll be like, "Okay, let me help you fix it."
What technology? I think what was so quirky about Napoleon Dynamite was that like it technically took place in present day, right? So 2004 is like when it takes
Yeah.
place, but like a lot of the technology is like very archaic that they
Yeah.
use. So it kind of like
Yeah.
it makes it seem like it's
like
set
like
in,
a TV
it's,
that
like,
is
back
an
in time
entertainment,
almost.
like a TV that is an entertainment stand.
Like these like
Yeah.
these like those hulking like CRT televisions that were like embedded.
He has a VHS. Like he's
There's a VHS.
the
They use
cake.
like Walkman.
Everything's
There's,
just
like, a
kind of old.
Walkman.
Yeah, he's
The,
using a
the,
Walkman.
the like
Yeah,
straight up wooden front door with like the 3 windows. Like, that's a very like old style.
Well, I mean,
like,
I
thing.
always chalk that up too. It's just like I always, what I was always told, and you tell me if this is true because you're a native. Like the Midwest is always kind of like a little behind. You know what I mean? Like
to be
everything's,
clear,
like,
I don't think we include Idaho in the Midwest. It's kind of like its own thing. But
They're
it is-
obviously behind, bro.
yeah, obviously. No, yeah, it is a little bit behind. Like, I mean, but the Idaho, like Napoleon's like family is obviously just like it's 2004, but it's like, you know, you're poor, so your house is like from the 1980s.
Do they
Yeah.
have Wi-Fi in Idaho?
Yeah, the password's potato.
Yeah, that's cool too. Because like I really like I felt like I've seen family structures like that before too, where you see like just two older people, like two older brothers living, and they're still like living with the grandma.
Yeah.
That all felt like really familiar to me
Kim's
too.
just
Everyone
casually
knows
32.
someone like that.
Yeah, too. Yeah.
I mean, I really relate to the ranch style house though. Both of the houses I lived in growing up.
What's a ranch style house?
It's just like
one
it's like a
ranch is just one
it's basically
floor.
like a rectangle.
Selena's filled with
the
them.
long side towards the street.
Yeah.
And you have a driveway up to like your garage. And it's like mostly one floor, and you probably have a basement. At least in
Yeah.
Nebraska. I don't know about Idaho, but people in the Midwest have basements because one, it gets cold there and you can do it, and two, you need somewhere to go and not die when a tornado.
Tornado.
That sounds
Yeah.
spooky though. Are there rats there? People have rats in their
There
basement?
were in our old house. There would be like cockroaches in our basement.
Ah.
Yeah,
Hey, dude, I can't
spiders and
talk.
shit.
I have, as Christian knows, I have mice sometimes in my
yeah, that's
garage.
right. Oh, yeah.
That I have to get rid of them
Oh
sometimes.
man, that
My
makes-
my wife is smart though. She looked it up. It was on like a TikTok or something, but she found out if you chopped up Irish Spring soap and you put it along where you think that they're walking,
Really?
they hate it. And they
That's
don't.
amazing. that reminds me of every single time I see a restaurant and they have like a rat trap like outside. I go, this restaurant either does or does not have
Dude,
rats.
rats hating
yeah.
Irish Spring soap.
sure
That's
which
like,
one.
is that like not like really hilarious though? It's just
That
like
is a little bit,
It's like such a
yeah.
shitty
I wonder
soap.
if
They're
it'll work in the
like,
gym for guys who don't wear deodorant.
Like,
And they smell like
Oh yeah, they're
Yeah.
like
maybe.
Yeah, I fucking hate when people do that. It's like, bro, how do you like
they come in, they smell Irish Spring, they go.
you know like you're going out in public and
Yeah.
like there's no way you don't know that you
Man.
smell, right? Like you
Yeah.
have to.
Oh, dude, speaking though, I need to
Put on some
re-up on.
deodorant.
I always do like passive aggressive. I go.
That's nasty.
Ew, what the fuck is that? Is that what you're saying? Passive aggressive?
Yeah. Or I would grab waist and just go.
We're gonna say Nathan.
I need to re-up on the Irish soap because on Friday, right before I went to, and I was going to talk about this too, right before I went to that Grimes rave in SF that everyone was talking about.
Grimes.
Grimes. Yeah, I come down, we went downstairs and my wife opens the door and she looks at my dog's water bowl and there's a rat that had drowned. It was a little tiny mouse, not like a
Whoa,
rat.
that's cool.
It was a little mouse, I want to say about like that big.
Oh, Stuart Little.
Yeah, it was basically Stuart Little.
Oh, but he
Which,
did-
by the
but
way,
he didn't
in the
have a
book,
jet ski.
Stuart Little, he's not a mouse. He's just a very small boy.
No.
Yeah.
They had a hard time finding a
Wait,
fucking actor
what?
Yeah.
that size. So they're like,
He's just a 2-inch tall boy. And
What?
they just switched it to a mouse for the movie.
Good decision.
Because they didn't want to have just a tiny boy movie. Just didn't make sense.
honestly,
This is
good
all
decision.
thanks to like A Bug's Life. Like this is where it all started.
Probably.
Bro.
Dude, that
Fucking
movie
assholes.
creeps me out so much.
Which one? Bug's Life?
Yeah, like there's like it's not. I don't know why, but just as a kid, it just like I just.
Well,
like,
I mean,
bothered
the
me.
bad guys are pretty scary.
I guess it,
I feel like the
A Bug's Life
animation-
is like the one with the ants, right?
Yeah.
And
No, well, that's
yeah.
ants.
No. The
That's the
ants are
movie
also in
Ants.
Bug's
There's
Life.
also
Yeah, I know.
ants.
Yeah.
I know it's really
Man,
fucking frustrating how those two fucking movies came out around.
It was-
the
it was
same time
intentional, 'cause
and are
it's a DreamWorks
visually
thing.
similar.
Dude, A Bug's
It's
Life-
so annoying.
Bringing
Yeah.
up A Bug's Life reminds me of as a kid, I would always take things like really seriously or like really literally. So like when we would go to the store and like things would be on sale, I'd be like, all right, these are the things that you can buy.
Got you. I thought so too.
Nice.
I was like, why? I was like, what does it mean? No, I just
Yeah.
didn't get it.
Yeah,
I
well,
was
and
like,
also I guess
everything on
it
sale?
also aligned with like my mom being very frugal. It's because I only ever saw her buy things on sale.
Oh, I see.
But the reason that the reason that Bug's Life
Growing up in
reminded
Nebraska, two
No.
parents at home,
I'm glad my mom was frugal.
college educated.
It instilled good financial.
private school.
Cutting out coupons so we can afford
It
the
came with
private
its own
Lutheran
struggles.
school.
Alright.
Palms are
but
sweaty.
the reason Bug's Life reminded me of that is we would go to the video rental store, Video Kingdom, and I would see they had a ball pit. They had a ball pit.
They had a ball pit at
They
your
had a
video
ball
rental?
pit.
Ew, imagine who goes in there.
Yeah.
I got in there all the time.
That's
It was,
why-
all, it was all like lubricated. It was all greasy.
I was like, Mom, go find your fucking
you
rom
dive
com.
through just like
Ew.
intense speed.
No, that's why, dude. That's why they got rid. They used to go to a Chuck E. Cheese. You go to a Chuck E. Cheese. There used to be a ball pit. There used to be a
I've
slide.
never been to Chuck
Yeah.
E. Cheese.
They got rid of all that.
Yeah.
And now it's just arcade games because children are disgusting and people are coming home with like MRSA and stuff like that. And people would piss in the ball
Ew.
pits.
Oh.
And like it was just a nightmare to clean and the overhead was too big. And they're like, fuck it, we're just doing arcades.
Man,
And like additionally, like the So on the Chuck E. Cheese thing, like
Yeah.
number one, the arcade games have gotten so much worse now, where they're like basically iPad games.
Yeah, they're
Like,
terrible.
and you have to, and you know, it's just like gambling almost, basically.
Yeah,
like, they're
no,
not like there's not
yeah.
like it's not like you can play skee ball anymore.
Trading
Yeah.
them
You can
young.
play skee ball simulator or some shit
Yeah.
like that. It's like it's something totally whack.
wait.
the Chuck
No,
E.
one of the
Cheese-
games was literally Fruit Ninja.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's like
exactly.
bro, like what the fuck?
And
I was so
apparently,
mad.
Chuck E. Cheese has become a place where there are so many fights.
Really?
There's so many fights recently at Chuck E. Cheese. Because
if you're still going to Chuck E. Cheese, things are not going well.
72
Yeah.
video long playlist on YouTube of fights at Chuck E. Cheese over like the past 2 years. Like, it's crazy.
I get it though, because the vibes,
a cheese
the vibes
palation.
are fucked.
Chuck E. Cheese.
You go into
Yeah,
a,
now
you
they
go,
are.
You go into a Chuck E.
Vibes are
Cheese.
fucked.
You go into a Chuck E. Cheese. I bought a fucking pizza. I bought one pizza and I bought like some drinks. The whole thing came up to like $100.
Oh, it's so
I
good,
was
though.
heated. No, it sucks now.
Yo, I would
It used to
have
be
called
good.
my
Wait,
credit.
you went and bought it and left, or you were eating in?
No,
You're
we
dining in?
ate in.
Man, if you left,
And like,
I'd be
dude,
worse.
pizza and like an order of wings was like $100. It fucking sucked.
What?
I'm in a bad mood. It's loud.
Right,
There's
yeah.
children screaming
Yo,
everywhere.
if that happens to me, I'm
Because
going.
they can't get their energy out because there's no ball.
Yeah, there's no ball
yeah,
pit.
yeah.
So people are just like are like their monkey brains are exploding because they're playing Fruit Ninja. They're frustrating their parents.
$100
Yeah.
for that? That sounds like a credit card chargeback.
See, maybe
to
the
me.
benefit of
dude, I
MRSA.
should've-
I'd be like, yeah, I didn't do that.
Maybe the benefit of the occasional MRSA outbreak is that you tire the kids out. They want to go
Exactly.
home sooner. They're probably people are just probably better behaved. The kids are better behaved.
Well, no, because think about it. All of that
Yeah.
shit went away. Because when's the last time you seen a McDonald's play place?
Yeah,
That'll-
they got rid of those. They're
They
starting to
got
scale
rid of
those back
rid of
too.
those too. Yeah.
Yo, wait,
can't
hold on.
think
I
of
just
a
want to put a
single
cap in on the Bugs Life thing real quick. The reason
yeah,
I brought
go
that
for
up is that Video Kingdom, that for that movie, they had different covers that had like an individual character on each one.
Mm-hmm.
And I was always like, wow, there's like 4 versions of this movie. That's cool. I was so
Because you took
confused.
things literally.
I was like, this is
Wait,
kind
do
of
you
like,
guys-
it's like
yeah.
Pokemon Red versus Blue.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, this is the fucking Caterpillar version.
Can you guys
of it.
think of
Jacob,
any
do-
other instances like that where you've like just
Took things
misinterpreted
extremely
something?
literally?
Yeah,
Yeah.
when you were like a kid before.
Oh, man.
What were you
I
gonna
mean, I'm
say?
sure a bunch of them
Let's
come
put a
up.
pin on that.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was gonna be like, Jacob, so do you have issues interpreting when people say certain things as an adult? Do you have trouble maintaining eye contact?
Wait, what are those
Oh,
questions?
yeah, right now.
I think he's accusing Jacob of being autistic.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that might be me.
Hey,
What are the rest of them?
I always tell
don't
people
know.
I'm definitely on the spectrum, but pretty on the low end. I don't want to take like autism Valor or anything. So like I'm not.
Yeah,
like,
it's
saying
become like
I'm,
a thing too.
autistic,
So
but-
yeah.
Yeah.
But like, because I watch Love on the Spectrum, I'm like, oh okay, I'm
Dude, I wanna
definitely-
watch
I'm not
that
like
so
this
bad.
level of autism.
No, it's
I
one of
love
those
it,
terms
bro.
that got
Great
like
show.
complete. It's like they
It's like narcissism.
They did, yeah.
Yes.
They did
Yeah.
to the word autistic
saying you're OCD,
what people
it's
did to the
like,
word
yeah, calm
queer.
down.
Like now, you used to, if you were like,
Yeah.
if in 2008 you're like, hey, I'm queer, you're like, okay, this guy like fucks other men in the
Yeah.
ass for sure. But now, if a teenager says they're queer, it's like, oh, they like
like,
were
okay.
attracted to like Edward Cullen.
Yeah, it's like all right,
one time.
ours broccoli cut.
Yeah, yeah,
There's
exactly.
an optimal point, right? There was like an optimal point where like it literally like 2013 or something where like it meant like someone who is like along this spectrum and
Yeah.
they're exploring their sexuality, maybe, you know, they're like whatever. And they're like along this line. They find out that they're this, whatever,
And
cool.
if you-
But then it became so overused, like narcissism, where
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
I got a boner. I'm queer.
Yeah,
It's
like, I'm
became so
queer.
ridiculous.
Well, and then if you go even farther back,
I enjoyed it when a man gave me a massage. That
yeah, and it's like, okay.
if you go even farther back,
come on.
it's like
That's
it's
still
like to
invalid.
the 80s. It's before they even knew really what gay
Wait, this is
people
a relevant
were.
topic because
So-
it's Pride Month.
If you call yourself,
yeah.
if you say you're autistic and you haven't logged into Minecraft once, then it's like it's not real.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like I can never really.
There was
claim
a there
it.
was a summer that I got really into Minecraft. So
I just feel like
yeah, honestly,
yeah, any attempts at diagnosis for me are just thwarted by the fact that I was like a good high school athlete. Like,
Yeah.
I was just like cool in high school.
But I went to like
Yeah.
a class D school, so there was no tryouts. So like I would like go to like summer workouts and then go home and play Minecraft.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sounds like you're well balanced.
Well, I don't know. I was playing like Guitar Hero 3, so I don't know if I was that.
Hey,
far
I did
off.
both.
That's
I'd already
that's
mastered
way less
guitar. I've
autistic.
already done
I don't
5
know.
stars every
That's-
song.
I think,
Way
when
less
I think
autistic.
with the guitar though, you get to a certain skill level where like it kind of is again. You
borderline
kind of come around to
autistic,
it.
yeah.
Well, dude, like anything, like it's like if you get really into Yu-Gi-Oh. Like yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh's cool at one point, but if you stuck around and stayed really into it.
That's
Well, I mean, really,
that's
like,
how I feel about Mark's love of Pokemon Go. I'm like, damn. This
Yeah,
is
that guy will be somewhere. He'll be like, "Hey, what's up? I'm just you."
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of, I don't know. I don't want to be annoying and like one of like those people who are. I think there's a very,
don't wanna
it's a
be a
very
hater?
serious diagnosis that should be taken.
Oh, yeah,
not
yeah,
be
yeah.
taken
Yeah,
lightly.
sure.
However, I do think that's kind of the common thread in our friend group.
Yeah.
To an extent, it's like
Yeah.
there's like a high functioning.
Yeah, I mean,
functioning
we're
autism.
more autistic than the average, like, AKA normie, right? But we're not like full on.
As
like,
evidenced by
love
the
on
fact that we use the
spectrum.
term normie
yeah.
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, I say normie. He's on Twitter. I mean, he's on Twitter.
No. He's on
is true.
4chan, even worse.
I know.
He's
Yeah,
on
no,
4chan,
I take
even
that
worse.
level. Yeah, I still go on.
What's the
4chan.
difference nowadays? Am I right?
Honestly, the overlap
maybe.
is pretty. The overlap is
Monkeys
pretty
eating
intense,
cum. You can only find that on
Wait, so
4chan and Twitter.
So like, what's happening financially with Twitter? They just like bleed. I mean, they kind of always were.
I think,
Yeah, no. Well, first of all,
Continuing to not
if you
make
ever
money.
dig into Twitter, like, say what you want about Elon Musk. Yeah, he's a riskless, juiceless, dorky man who's annoying, but he was right to fire all those people because why the fuck did Twitter have so many people working for it?
Yeah, I think
It
yeah.
was insane that the changes that happened. I used that app for a decade plus. Like I made a Twitter in 2011, and like there was some like
Is it- wait, you use it-
superficial changes, and then they changed like you could add photos and stuff like that, but it looked exactly the same
So you use
for the
it
longest
consistently.
time.
Is it pretty stable? Like it doesn't break for you or anything?
No, never. It never broke.
Okay,
And then
but
like
to be fair, they removed all moderation basically.
And they
so
also-
that's a large
they-
no,
part.
it's not. It's like yeah, like you would have to like physically say, hey, I'm going to come look for you and kill you to someone to get like banned or have anything.
And is that a
happen to
good
you on
thing?
Twitter.
But
yeah,
could you
because
also
like
say-
who the fuck were they to say who was banned and who wasn't?
I mean,
Like,
I
just
don't.
let it
I
be an
don't
open
love
forum.
that like anti-Semitic content is being boosted on there.
It's not
Or
really
just whatever.
being boosted.
It's only
the thing,
then
though.
when it's a problem if it's anti-Semitic.
No. See,
by
that's the
way.
thing. If you're someone seeing like
Yeah.
anti-Semitic quote unquote content, it's because you were liking some shit that was tangentially anti-Semitic. So it's like that's like feeding you. The
I don't
stuff
know.
You've
Well,
already
let's
been
say,
looking for.
Elon Musk boosts his own tweets, and he tweets like some crazy shit. So like, it sort of is.
No, the
Like,
thing
I
is,
don't-
the thing
I
is
mean,
like,
but that's the thing. Like, you're probably right, but like, I'm so online that I don't even gauge what like a normal person would think is like
Yeah.
out of line. Like,
Yeah.
I've just been consuming so much of it for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That it would take like fresh eyes to say because like I'm burnt out.
I think that's where I lose the thread on it though, is like where people are like, oh, it's a good business decision that he fired people. Blah blah blah. He got rid of moderation. It's also like, but that's a bad business decision.
It's not. Yeah, it's not.
It's
good.
like if to like not appeal to the free market and like
Yeah.
advertisers essentially on a social media app, where that's the only thing that you can essentially use to like make money.
Yeah.
like you're shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah, right now,
So I
but-
feel like what people's issues is that like it's not a business savvy move to fire people only to
Yes.
like spite the people who you rely on to make money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also
Yeah.
the reason why it's easier to maintain the website is because a lot less people are using Twitter than they were before.
maybe.
Well, no,
yeah.
the reason why is because they keep nuking features. Like they got
Yeah.
rid of circles.
Yep.
The like Twitter Spaces is like on a good day stable.
But maybe you're right though.
They
in
got
the
rid of
sense
like
where,
seeing
I
likes.
never
which
really
is
liked
just-
Spaces.
do people even need
Spaces
like
are
yeah,
great.
do people
No,
use
Spaces
this
are pretty,
shit?
Space,
like-
Spaces put that's my entire career is built on Twitter Spaces.
Yeah, they should have
I'm
kept
not even
Spaces.
kidding.
Spaces is great.
They kept it. It's just like
what
unstable.
is
If it
that? I don't know
worked.
what that is.
It's basically just like a live podcast where like viewers can like listen and you can like be like pulled into it.
So
Yeah.
it's like
yeah.
what was that Clubhouse?
Clubhouse, yeah,
it's like
Yeah,
Clubhouse.
it's Clubhouse,
Basically
but
Clubhouse.
like not stupid.
Yeah, they,
Also, like
they
my
bought-
friend, the same way
base.
Mark is the only person I know who plays Pokemon Go still. I have one friend that's still on Clubhouse, and like who loves Clubhouse? Black people.
Yeah.
Every single
Yeah.
room on Clubhouse is
Yeah.
like ran by black people.
Well,
talking
it's like a
about
party line.
financial freedom.
It's like a party line, basically. You know, remember party lines?
Oh yeah, man.
Like, you know what party line is?
No.
No.
So do you know what that is, Christian?
No, of course.
A party line is like there's a phone number, usually a local phone number with the local area code that you would call, and anybody else happen to call that number would all be
that's
put into
cool.
just like a big voice group chat.
That's
basically.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's sick.
So you would call in, there'd be people like just like adults. It was cool, like in like 5th grade to call the party chat because you could just listen in. Nobody knows you're there.
Yeah.
Or I think like a beep comes, so like someone knows you, like someone showed up, but like It happens a lot. So like you hear people talking about like adult shit, and like they're like, "Oh yeah, come through, bro, house party tonight." Like, oh, blah blah blah. I was like,
Yeah, but
oh.
him firing all those people is not a good financial decision because they were in a better like outlook as a company before he did that than now. Whereas like now, like before they could have like legitimately monetized it in like better ways or like grown the ad whatever. But now their entire like runway is dependent on like simps.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Like for Elon Musk.
the thing is
basically.
that like Elon he doesn't know how like advertising works. He just like I remember like him and like my friend were like debating over how ads work, and he just doesn't know. He's just like, oh yeah, like we're gonna like make YouTube basically, and then we're gonna serve ads just like you would on YouTube, and we're gonna do that. And then my
it's like, how?
friend's like, oh yeah, so you're gonna like basically rebuild Google's entire network that's
Yeah, dude.
existed for like 20 years, which is why Google like YouTube has great ads.
Dude,
It's
all
like,
of Elon Musk's business plans are just fan fiction. Like, bro, none of this is ever going to
Yeah,
happen.
this fool's
Shut
just
the
jerking
fuck
it in
up.
the wind, bro. Straight
Yeah.
up. That whole the Cybertruck thing is so funny.
Dude, every single time, I saw one
Cybertrucks are
yesterday.
so
Every
funny.
single time I see a Cybertruck, I go, hey.
really?
Yeah, every time. I don't say anything. I just go.
they're just kind of like I remember the first time I biked past one. They're just goofy. They're like not
They're
in a bad or
huge.
good way. They're just like you're just like this is a truck. Like this exists. You're just like what the fuck.
Yeah,
Your brain cannot
they
like
look pretty
process.
silly.
There
Like,
are a litany of issues, or there's like a laundry list of ways
Yeah.
in which the Cybertruck
Has it
utterly
broken?
fails
Yeah.
as a truck.
Yeah, it's not reliable.
insane.
It breaks down all the time, and it's funny. Like you can go online and there's like mega Elon Sims that like have a Cybertruck, of course, and you can see them like struggling between like, well, my car's isn't working, but I want it fixed, but also I don't want to like criticize Elon and
Due to the way
There's this one
that-
guy who got the plug
But yeah.
stuck in the charging port, and now he can't like start his car,
Wait,
and he doesn't
what?
know who to call. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, that's it.
oh, and this truck can only be serviced by Tesla, like service whatever
That's
thing.
the issue
Yeah,
with
that's-
Teslas broadly, right? Like again, that shows like how their business acumen isn't quite there to the extent that like they fail to look at their company as like an actual car company. I mean, maybe not look at it, but
They don't
like,
call themselves a car company. They call themselves a
Exactly.
tech company.
And it's
They're
like,
fool,
okay,
you're making
and as
cars,
a result,
man.
you have a terrible fucking service like infrastructure essentially to where like people there's like a huge fucking wait time now to fix anything. You have no fucking loaners to give anybody, so now people are carless, right? There's only so many places you can get your car serviced because you use fucking proprietary technology like an idiot. You're trying to lock people into your infrastructure like you think your car's a fucking iPhone. Like,
Yeah.
bro, this is a way bigger deal.
Does
People
anyone
need to get their
here-
cars fixed like frequently and regularly,
Yeah,
and
but
it
like-
helps to have a car that every fucking mechanic on
Yeah.
the goddamn street
Yeah.
can fix.
but if you're buying a
And knows how.
Cybertruck, it's like you probably have another car. Like let's be honest.
Yeah.
Maybe, but
Like,
some of these people simp
probably.
so hard for him.
You
they
might
just,
not.
Yeah, but then
Yeah,
you're
you
like,
might not, but no, dude.
And
If
you
you're
don't
spending
fucking better.
$70,000.
Yeah, and the thing is, you do not. If you want to have a car be successful, you do not want to count on that.
Yeah, like
unless you're a
yeah.
Porsche,
okay. If this
basically.
was like like the early Model 3 days when that car was just like broken all the time, like that's terrible because that's like a car that your like family buys. But it's like it's a Cybertruck. It's like
no, the early Model 3 was a raging like.
Man.
Wait, what do you mean though? Like as a
like
comparison?
early Model 3 had like the same bugs as Cybertruck.
I think no.
does.
I think Cybertruck's
No, it
much
didn't.
worse. Bro.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
maybe.
No, it didn't. There's
I think it
something-
probably had some
No,
software
it didn't.
issues, but like
and if your car broke, you could take it to a mechanic and get it
Yeah.
fixed.
Not like a regular mechanic. It's still Tesla. It's still a Tesla mechanic.
No,
I-
but like,
I
I
saw
meant
a
like
video-
you meant like Tesla
Dude,
Model 3.
I-
yeah,
Yeah,
Tesla
yeah,
Model 3.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, I thought you were
yeah.
talking, for some reason I thought you were talking about the 3 Series BMW.
No,
No,
Tesla
I-
Model
but
3.
no, I'm
Yeah,
sure it had
no.
I was wondering why you were so aggressive with that.
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I was like, things like the Model 3 was the perfect car.
those are failures too.
No, okay, I'm just
I
saying
mean
like
that's how those aren't doing
the
great.
Cybertruck
No,
is
no,
much
Model 3 is
worse,
the
though.
most like the Model 3 is like one of the most sold cars in America.
I saw a
doesn't mean that
video.
they're turning a profit on it.
I saw a video online of someone
Maybe, I
turning the
don't know.
Doesn't mean
Cybertruck
anything.
wheel, and there was a visible delay between the tire and
Yeah,
him
it's
turning
terrible.
the wheel.
Yeah.
Teslas are really fun to drive. That car is
That's,
just
that's on a
buggy
whole
as
nother level
fuck.
of like.
Well, okay, it fails as a truck, but like someone pointed this out where it's just like everyone who buys a truck in America for the most part isn't even using it for truck
Yeah,
shit.
no, most trucks
Like
are-
no one's gonna go off. No one goes off roading with their Toyota Tundra.
No.
like they're just they're just driving around their fucking suburb with their
All
truck.
the commercials they do.
They occasionally use like their truck bed to do stuff. Though.
Yeah, but like
it will-
you
it
can't
will,
use
like-
that Cybertruck
It will
truck bed for
occasionally
anything.
I would
work,
rather-
and the thing is
yeah.
like the reason, like the mere fact that it does work and that you can do these things,
Yeah.
is why people buy it.
It comes in
but
handy.
if everybody knows
Comes in
that it
handy.
cannot do these things after long enough, they're gonna know it cannot do those things,
Yeah.
and they're gonna say like, okay, well, like I might need to haul something or like tow something one day, and if this can't do that, then like I'm not gonna buy it anymore.
Man, if
Dude, speaking of Cybertruck, so I was at that Grimes rave thing I was telling you guys about. That was
tell
the
us more
the
about
first that San Francisco toast of the town kind of event I've been to in a long time. Like people were talking about it a bunch on Twitter. I had to
Grimes is
download.
there.
Jacob, did you hear about this event at all?
I
I didn't hear. To me, it was the Fred again thing was way bigger.
It was way bigger. Yeah.
Oh,
that-
the circle that you run with, though, probably.
Yeah. But so I had to
I did
download a
go.
stupid app to get an invite. It was like called Partyful or something. And I was like,
Oh, Partyful is the
Everyone has
app that
Partyful.
people use.
Partyful is like you can plan house parties and stuff on it, which seems
it's
practical.
Pretty neat, actually, yeah.
Yeah. But so I got an invite there. We show up at like, and to do a date night with my wife takes a lot of premeditation, right? I got to talk to my mom. I got to ask her to come over. I got to make sure I make dinner for everyone. I got to get the house clean as fuck because I don't want to leave the
You gotta
house dirty.
you gotta clean out the dead rats from the fucking water
Dead
bowl.
rats from the water bowl. Yeah. So it takes a lot. And we get there at like 9:30. I have some friends in line. And we wait for an hour.
What?
I see Grimes show up. I say hi to Grimes.
Hey, there's
Grimes said hi
Grimes.
back. It's pretty cool.
I love Grimes' music, by the way.
Yeah, she's great.
It's fucking awesome.
And then the crowd
great.
is like broken up. You're either like an AI tech dork, like Rizless, like you can see just like you're
up on a uke.
you're like a black hole of sex appeal. Like there is nothing sexual about you. You're
carrying
walking
your
around. You're yeah.
They have uke storage
And
right
then
next,
the
right next to the coast.
all the custom ones are there. A bunch of guys have custom ukes. Like,
The other group that's
they
there
power slide in.
is fucking like Burning Man type people who are also dressed like they're
Oh,
going to
yeah,
a Renaissance fair.
They really do just like
Which
yeah.
some of my friends were like, okay, it's great. I'm glad you guys dressed up. And then the other group of people were just
Glad you
gay
dressed
men
up.
who will show up anywhere where there's music. And then you get in there, and it was
They just hear
advertised.
music. They start walking towards
They're just
it.
like, yeah, they're there in assless chaps.
Play
Like
Bronski beat and you just kind of wait. It's like
Yeah, they show
calling a
up.
worm and dude.
they show up.
Dun, 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 dun.
So we wait a fucking hour.
Me right,
We wait a fucking
baby,
hour,
right.
and while we're there, someone's driving up and down the line in a Cybertruck just to check the line out. Of
course they are.
And we're all screaming at the guy in the Cybertruck,
Wonder if that
doing
tri-
a Jacob.
I wonder if that
saying,
triggered
"Boo."
Grimes.
Dude,
I know, it must have.
It's like-
I also saw Grimes' baby too.
You guys can
Grimes'
relate,
child.
or-
yeah.
well,
I don't know why the fuck Grimes brought her baby.
which one?
She brought her baby?
Yeah, she brought one of her babies. I
Well,
don't know
she's
how
the only
big
one
she
that
was.
will take care of it, so someone's got to.
That's true.
Elon's certainly not.
Someone's
gonna
gotta
do
raise
it.
Yeah. But you get it in, and I find out. I look back at the thing, and it's marketed as like a healthy rave. So it was. You go in there, and the first part of the building that you walk into, it's an outdoor space, and there's like some light fixtures that were designed for people to take selfies. Cool, that's great, that's standard.
Some wings
and
on
then
the
there
wall.
is a demo area where you could like it was like demos for a bunch of like biotech health startups. So there's a thing that you can sit in, like a mask that you put it in that's supposed to help with your PTSD, and it's basically just like a massage chair with like headphones on. And then there's this other stand that had a long ass line where if you put the little thing on your head, you can make the screen move.
Some
it was like a
lavender scent.
neurotransmitter thing.
Some lavender
That sounds like the
scents.
time machine in Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, it's basically the time machine of Napoleon Dynamite.
Did you put the crystals in?
Yeah, the fucking sexless
Turn
dorks
off,
were
Kip.
just sitting in there. There's like a long line.
Did you try it?
No, I didn't try because I didn't want to wait in a fucking long line just to like do that shit.
Dude, nerds love waiting in line.
They love it.
Their
They love it.
line
They're
waiting
so respectful,
tolerance
too.
is uncanny.
Yeah. So we go in and we dance. I dance,
yeah, they're
which the
fine.
music's cool. The music, but like it's the same kind of music you're gonna get in any other club.
I don't need much.
Nothing
Think I know
special
where to
about the
be.
music. And then we danced for an hour and a half, and then me and my wife look around and we're like, yeah, let's just leave.
Sounds like you broke even at least, right?
I mean, it was free.
Nathan's
And
a
I
great
saw
dancer.
Grimes.
So that would have been. You were probably like destroying all these nerds at
An hour and a half.
Yeah, but
dancing
that's
for
the thing. I was the
Nathan's-
only one actually really dancing. Everyone else is just kind of like.
An hour and a half
Just
for
like-
Nathan to dancing is like fucking 1,000.
Yeah, dude, that's like
calories.
you probably burned
Like,
500 calories. You're like,
Dude,
I gotta
yeah,
go home.
I got pretty sweaty towards the end there.
Nice.
Good.
Yeah.
Show
You
those
should.
fucking
But all in
scrubs.
all in
Maybe
all,
they
I
all
was
went
like-
home and took a long look in the mirror.
Yeah, I'm like,
afterwards.
dude,
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
like,
stop.
why am I not?
I was like, What can I do to be like him?
What was that? You know, they're talking to their wife like, what was that? What do you mean? That
has
guy,
Ken-
what was he doing?
He has canned heels in his heat.
He was moving
Ken
his
Heats in
body
his
in such
heels.
a
Oh, but I was
interesting way.
mad because it was like it reminded me of like a pyramid scheme, like where you would go over, like your mom gets invited over to a friend's house and she's actually secretly selling Mary Kay like
Oh, it was like
makeup or
it
something.
was like a rave, but a Tupperware party.
Yeah, you
combined.
like you show up and it's like they're just
like a
advertising
trade
their
show.
companies.
It's like a trade
It was like a
show.
trade show.
Yeah. It's full to a trade show,
it was
thinly veiled.
soulless. It was soulless.
Well, that's AI, the whole industry for you. right
Yeah,
there.
I was
It's just the whole
appalled.
pyramid
I'm like,
scheme.
I'm happy that like Nathan is so upset at this, but for me, I'm just like, oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like, Christian Harper was a foreigner, so I feel like
Yeah,
this is
that's not
his whole
Christian is
surprising.
the founders. That's par for the
And speaking of
course.
trade
I was
shows,
just like,
you and I live close to Moscone Center. I'm gonna start
Yeah.
going there and just pretending like I'm like there, like as part of the trade show. That'd
Yeah.
be fun.
dude,
Just like, I'd be like, "Hey guys, how about AI, huh?" And then they'll just like seriously answer me.
You mean like to do like
should have done-
stand up or just?
No,
like,
I'm just gonna I'm gonna film and stuff. Probably.
I wanted to
think.
start
You should
lying
have
to
done
people
that.
at one point and
that'd be
saying I was a
cool.
VC
Yeah.
just to see how differently
Ask him
people
the
are.
last time they
my,
had sex.
dude, oh my god.
And I'll just say like I'm
Hey,
filming.
Jacob should stand outside the Moscone Center, like during these tech conferences, like Team Force, and then
hell
ask
yeah.
people, like guys, when they come out, like the last time they've had sex.
I might need like someone else there. I might need some muscle. Wait, no, I won't.
The thing is with every conference is it's all out of town people. So
Yeah,
it's just like
which
it's
is
all
great.
just like unironically
Dude,
just
and
like
they all like
middle-aged people who
they
just
all
like,
like
come to the
wear a
city.
badge that says I'm a nerd.
And you get
Middle-aged
the mental
people?
advantage because
Yeah,
they're
no,
all so
really.
afraid of us already. They're so
Yeah.
preconditioned to be
Yeah.
afraid of San Francisco.
Yeah.
It's like
Give them what they
like,
came for.
Middle-aged out-of-towners who work in like growth marketing that cannot like wait for an opportunity to cheat on their spouse. Like, they are like just begging for an opportunity.
So are you
Like,
sharing a hotel room with your coworker this evening?
Yeah, like,
Imagine going on a work trip and having to share a hotel. I wouldn't do that. I've heard
that
that.
sounds terrible.
I've heard that happen.
I've
for
heard
like
about
shittier
that
companies.
happening.
It's
Would
like
you
too
guys?
much
I wouldn't even.
shit
I
all
would
the
just
time.
wouldn't go.
I went
I'd
to
get sick.
my first SKO at Mixed
Yeah.
Panel. I had to share a room, but
It's
I
so
was actually an
sad to me.
SDR at the time, so I'm like, yeah, this makes
SKO?
sense.
I'm just happy to be here.
Sales kickoff. Yeah, I'm just happy to be here. Yeah, I'm just here so I don't get
Oh
fined.
yeah, the last company I was at, they like flew me out to Salt Lake City, Utah, which was fun. I love that city, gorgeous city. Reminds me of home because I'm from Colorado.
It reminds me of home.
Yeah, but also it was just like me just like walking around the city, just kind of like
That's awesome that you a black man are like, I love Salt Lake City.
I love
You
Salt
comma,
Lake
black
City.
man.
You, comma, a black.
I found the people there to be a little cold, but
Yeah. They're definitely.
they're very
mean,
cold
it's-
there.
it's-
I was like, what the fuck's wrong with you people?
It's well known that like Salt Lake City is a white as fuck city, right?
Yeah, very.
Okay,
very.
because that's a stereotype.
It's like the Mormon
hotbed.
hotbed.
Yeah, the
Oh, dude.
Mormon hotbed.
Dum 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 dum.
Dude, you
drink a lot of
crack
milk while
open
you're
you
there?
crack open the world of like Mormon girl TikTok, and
Ooh.
it's a completely different.
wait,
One-
wait,
that.
whoa, what do you mean?
Yeah, what
'Cause, like-
do they do on it? Do they drink milk sensually?
Yeah, so no, like the Mormon church, the Mormon church figured it out. The Mormon church is actually very ahead of the curve here. They get the hottest Mormon girls and just encourage them to talk about their life and then sneak in things about Mormonism. And Mormon girls are fucking crazy hot. They're like 8th generation hot American blonde. That like, and their mom had them when they're like 22.
Because they've been
so they're just like
they're
all
unsullied,
young and
Nathan.
healthy and bright. And then when they die, their husbands get their own planet. Like it's really just one of the.
What?
It's crazy.
That's awesome.
Wait, do you get their own planet?
Yeah, Mormon. If you're a good Mormon, you get your own planet.
And they're
Star
all
Wars?
they're all fairly rich too, so they'll have these lives where it's like, oh, I'm like a mom of 8, and here's like me baking
Yeah.
cookies, and it's just like, and then you find out that like actually there's like 5 different nannies, and
I'm
all
a-
the food is like
There's a whole
pre-prepped and all this like
institution, though.
bullshit.
Like there's a whole
But yeah.
pipeline, like a whole like people go to BYU, like the creators of Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh,
really?
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Really?
Holy shit.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
there's as many channels, you know, to like continue to do what you want to do. Like within there's like Mormonism everywhere, kind
Yeah,
of.
dude, they have
and-
tons.
The Mormons figured it out because the Mormons only do business with other Mormons. They elevate other Mormons. They keep that circle fucking tight and rich, man.
Have you guys ever
Rich.
met a Mormon?
Yeah, dude.
Like
Very
as an
nice.
adult, like adults.
Like as a,
Yeah.
like as an adult, I have family
They
friends that are
are
Mormons.
the nicest,
the greatest, yeah.
coolest people
Hell yeah.
that you'll ever meet.
There's a
dude.
weird like intersection with like Mormonism and like the software like development community where there's like multiple like really popular like framework authors, like they build tools for us, and there's like they're all like all of the tools that they build are the most popular.
Well, and then
in,
like
the
and then, like,
development community.
and then like secretly in the README, it's like, and if you want to know more about
No, no.
the Church of
What-
Latter-day Saints, go to.
one of the guys, one of the guys when he goes goes to conferences, he'll like bring like the Book of Mormon or whatever. The Book of Mormon. He'll bring like what?
No, that's what it's called. The Book of
Honestly,
Mormon.
that's a good
Yeah, it's
choice.
called the Book of Mormon. Yeah.
Get him in with that, and then
Yeah.
be like, he goes, it's very funny, guys.
Yeah,
but if you
seriously.
want to actually know more about it,
Hey, look, I'm not here to preach, but if you want to learn a little bit more, you're more than welcome to come
These
to my house.
guys-
That's how they fucking get you.
These guys
No.
successfully fucking basically made polyamorism,
Polyamory.
or what do you
Shout
call
out.
it? What's the term for
Polygamy.
it? Polygamy. Just
Shout out
fucking
those guys,
bulletproof by being chill dudes.
Yeah.
And it's like building channels to be successful.
I mean,
basically
shout out
anything.
John
Yeah.
Smith being like, God said I'm supposed to do this.
It's Joe
This guy,
Smith, sir.
this guy made
Sorry, white.
fucking
Yeah.
having hella wives just straight up like okay.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a mainstream.
Dum, dum,
It's,
dum,
it's
dum,
kind of
dum.
like a mainstream cult vibes a little bit.
I'm kind of jealous, man. I wish I was born more.
You know what? I had a
wish I had my
Mormon
own
friend
planet.
explain it to me in more practical terms because I thought like, oh, there's a spiritual reason because the more kids you have, the more elevated you are, the better spot in heaven. And she's like, well, that's a small part of it, but also like as the Mormons were, they were heavily persecuted for a really long time for correctly because they're fucking weirdos and we're fucking being troublesome everywhere they went. But a lot of their
Those
men,
troublemakers.
a lot of their
knocking on my
men
door and shit.
fucking died. A lot of the men were fucking killed. So you had a bunch of these communities where there was just the women outnumbered the men significantly.
Didn't it
And they're
start-
like, well, we can't marry out, right? We can't open up the community to that many more men because they have to agree to be Mormons. And a lot of the people at the time were like, no.
Yeah.
So they're like, hey, just to keep everyone safe, just have multiple women
on some
marry the
Dune
guys.
shit.
Well,
Yeah.
it's like they
Literally,
became
yeah.
like lions.
Yeah,
Is it
exactly.
how lions
They
are?
literally
Yeah,
are like lions.
I want to live in the alternative reality where instead of doing that, like Mormonism's just like totally cool with being gay and they're all gay with each other.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah.
Didn't it
They'd
start
be like
in
the
a
Spartans. They would have been our Spartans.
yeah, they walk around shirtless. Didn't
Like, yeah, it's okay to
Mormonism,
butt fuck.
Similar to Mein Kampf, wasn't like
What
didn't Mormonism
the-
start in like an
Wait.
Illinois prison?
Did it? Yeah, it
Yeah.
did. It
Okay.
did. It started just
He's
as it
like,
was
man,
like,
if I could, once I get out, I'll have fucking 10 wives.
so much pussy.
My struggle of only having one wife.
Yeah,
Dude, this
But, like,
you
hey,
can't get off
keep
that
going, I
mic-
got
you
this.
can't get off that Hitler shit.
yeah, man.
It was
But
weird.
yeah, and like, dude, those Mormon girls on TikTok are fucking so.
Dude, but I've heard
hot.
multiple like
So hot.
multiple factions have infiltrated TikTok as like to spread propaganda similarly,
Yeah.
including the American military. There's like an
Yeah, oh,
American
dude, of course.
military like hot bitch.
Oh, me and my brother talk about this girl all the time. There's this
An American military hot bitch.
yeah, no, there is.
Fucking
There's
epidemic breaking out.
there's a psyop division of the army, and one of the projects was they got this super hot girl to be
Fortnite dancing.
they got a super hot girl to be a influencer. To
Yeah.
try to see if that could be an avenue to like get people into the army. I'm not sure if it worked, but that girl is hot.
Imagine being
I
the
don't-
guy who had to make the slide deck, like presenting like the TikTok trends that you had to use to like.
Oh my
implement.
God.
It's better than the army having a gaming team. That's for sure.
No,
What do you
dude,
mean? Wait,
The,
what?
the army has like multiple gaming teams.
Oh yeah,
Well,
that's
that makes
true,
more
they do.
sense at least because people
esports.
like FPS.
No, but
Yeah.
my brother is still active duty. Oh no, he's a reservist, but
out, Kevin.
they have a internal lookup tool, and he looked up the girl that was supposedly in the army, and
Yeah.
he couldn't find that much information about her. So she's literally just an op. Like they got that army influencer
incredible.
girl,
That
and
is
like she
incredible.
wasn't actually in the army, as far as he could tell.
She was like a contract killer.
No, she was just like, because this girl is like Jacob was peeing folks.
Yeah, I was
so I'm gonna have to
taking a
repeat
piss.
myself here.
Ew.
But like they were using an advertiser.
lose our
They were
ad
using
rev,
they were using an influencer model to like encourage folks to join the army, and they just got this hot girl to like talk about the army.
Man, that reminds me of when the Air Force and Army started streaming Call of Duty on Twitch.
He
Yeah,
just
no,
talking
I
about
just- I
that.
just-
And then the chat just started like talking about war crimes and stuff. It's like, guys, come on, you should have seen this. Like,
Yeah,
remember-
what did you think was
Like, you
gonna
don't
happen?
have any young people in the army to tell you that this is a bad idea.
Dude, there's so many of my friends that are still in.
This is why they're doing it.
The retention right now in the military is so bad.
Yeah.
Like
What?
one, recruitment is bad. Recruitment sucks, right? The
Really?
recruitment is down across the board. But even when you get them, the what you need to have a stable military is you need a solid group of 100 people you recruit in a given year. You need at least 15 of them
to eventually go on to stay more than 10 years. That's how you
Right.
keep a
You need
stable
leaders.
military. You need leaders, right?
yeah.
You need people from the ground up. But the drop-off rate after that first enlistment has just been steadily increasing year over year over year, that they don't know what to do.
Which
Why?
I'm-
Wait, what?
The Air Force has this problem too, where they like cannot keep pilots, and
Yeah.
they like
Why would
no
you?
one wants to be a fighter pilot, which is like one of the sickest jobs.
And
No, but
everyone-
like because it's
yeah.
like it's
Well,
like it's
to be-
high risk and like low reward because you can just be any
well,
other
to be
kind of
fair, to be
pilot.
a pilot, like the filters are pretty
The
harsh.
filters
Yeah.
are pretty high.
20/20 vision and like all this other shit.
You gotta be
it's,
Tom
it's better
Cruise.
now.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, you
vision-
gotta
to look
literally
like
be
Tom
Tom
Cruise.
the visual requirements are better
Val
now,
Kilmer.
but like the reason why no pilot stays is just because like the Air Force treats them like absolute dog shit. Like it's
Yeah.
just like unless you fly
Yeah.
like a really
My-
like even if you fly like the
Yeah.
F-22, like some of the pilots like like flying the F-22, like the like most elite fighter program that exists right now, they're like, yeah, the like people are still racist. Like
shit.
there were problems with like the G suit in the F-22 squeezing when it was not supposed to, so pilots were just
fuck.
blacking out,
What
and they
the
couldn't figure it
fuck?
out for just like years, and then the Air Force was like, yeah, you're still gonna fly. Like we have to keep this
No,
program
because
up.
like
It's
okay,
yeah.
because you're incredibly highly paid, incredibly highly skilled, and you're
Yeah.
essentially a guinea pig.
Yeah,
for a lot
pretty
of these
much.
things.
And you can
I
go
mean,
like-
especially if you're a
like,
fighter.
once you
pilot.
become
Yeah.
a fighter pilot, and once you're like done with your time, you can just go anywhere.
You
do
mean,
anything
why
else.
would you
You
stay?
mean,
You mean the system that literally used to use soldiers as guinea pigs for LSD?
Yeah.
Used soldiers like
Wait,
guinea
what?
pigs?
They made them as guinea. They made pilots guinea pigs.
No,
for LSD?
not pilots, but just like basically.
Maybe they'll get more creative with them
troops in
combat
the-
maneuvers.
Yeah.
You guys, are you familiar with MK Ultra?
Dude, of course. You should talk,
Basically,
you're talking to the
basically
schizo
LSD
king
was.
here, my friend.
I don't know if it was originally.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So basically, LSD was originally created as like a drug to be used for military purposes to like get information out of people, and,
Right.
and eventually they abandoned it because they're like, well, this drug
doesn't
is, like,
actually
These
work.
fools seem to
wild
be having
and
a great time. They keep
they're
making
just like
mental
hallucinating,
breakthroughs.
and we can't trust anything they're
They keep
saying.
reconciling their trauma with their mom.
But if
Yeah,
you,
exactly.
if
But
you,
you know what they figured out? You could, so they
What?
you can heavily influence someone.
tell me stuff about the
But they
movie.
have to be a particular kind of person. You have to find a damaged person who had a fucked up childhood.
Hey, right here, baby.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Charles Manson was like this. All the Manson people were like this.
Shane.
A lot of the experiments they had. Ted Kaczynski was
Yeah.
like this, who also underwent these experiments. If you have a traumatic childhood, you can use LSD, constant LSD use, to like influence them to get them to do whatever you want them to
Ah.
do. Yeah.
but like.
That's scary.
If you want to, just to put a summary on how fucked up MK Ultra was, if you've ever done LSD, it's a very small tab, right?
Yeah.
Back in those days, they were just like shoving dudes' faces into like a fucking bowl of it,
like the Scarface scene. Where
yeah,
they're
yeah,
like-
and then putting them into a secluded room for 24 hours.
What? They don't even give him some fucking comic books
Like nothing, dude. That's
Nothing.
or
crazy.
Marvin Gaye's
Because-
"What's Going On"
because
album.
because they were doing this to
great
see if it was a good interrogation.
Dude,
technique.
LSD and
Oh.
Marvin Gaye is.
So they're not going to treat them.
It's
well.
really good. Yeah.
I'm sorry. What are you
Oh
saying?
well, because they're treating them poorly because they're experimenting with it
Oh.
with the end goal of using it to fucking interrogate people.
Oh, that's.
Oh, and it's also too. You know what they've figured out too? In certain areas, if they increase the minimum wage, the amount of people who join the military like decrease significantly.
Yeah,
like
probably.
the Seattle minimum wage at one point jumped up to like $18 or something, and so enough kids started doing that. They were like, "Yeah, I guess I don't have."
Lo and
to be
behold, you get
involved."
another way
Also-
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
like the thing is that most people, I think, who join the military join because they had a family member who was in the military or like a close
Yeah,
person
that-
to them.
that makes a
and so
lot
like
of sense,
the less people who like join the military over time, you're just like just like gonna be fucked.
Because
Yeah,
our
yeah.
family, though, Nathan, we have a lot of people in our family. who
Oh
are
yeah,
in the military.
yeah. Sammy, Theo Julio, Eduardo, me,
Julian,
Kevin, our
yeah.
cousin Edgar.
One of the never mind. Okay. a
Yeah,
lot.
no. Lily, one of Lily's sons is in the Air Force.
Yeah.
We have a ton of people.
So Christian, what at the age that you were like probably likely getting recruited by the military, like what was your perspective on that? And like what led you to not decide that
Oh,
you were interested?
basically until I don't know what age I would have been, but for a very long time, I was very convinced I would have joined the Air Force and became a fighter pilot.
Really?
Like I was 100% convinced, and then shit happened. What happened? Oh, just like I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of my mom's house. I gotta get the fuck out of here. And I was like, I'll do whatever it takes to get the fuck out of here. And then I was like, you know what? I kind of like having my freedom. That the main reason why I didn't become I didn't go to the Air Force was because I was just like, I can't imagine being stuck somewhere and not being able to get out because I'm basically in that like right now where I'm like stuck somewhere and I cannot get out and it's fucking miserable.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't do that again. Like I'll do whatever it takes to be free.
And probably to even have that foresight of even seeing that situation that way at such a young age, probably
I like,
and more evidence that that probably wasn't a place for you.
yeah, probably not.
Dude, I had moments like that where I was like sitting alone in my barracks, and I was like, this fucking sucks, because I was just not happy with what I was doing in the military.
Damn.
And then I looked around, I was like, oh fuck, I can't leave, and I almost had like a mini panic attack. I
All
was just
around
like,
me are
shit.
familiar faces.
Like, fuck, I'm stuck in this for years.
Yeah.
Like, I fucking ruined my
Wait,
life.
really? You really? You had
Yeah, but
that-
it was only then like a couple days later, I'm like, oh, it's not so bad. Whatever, I have a job, my
Yeah.
friends
That's
around.
pretty sad
But,
though
like,
to even experience that a little bit though.
yeah. Well, you look
Yeah.
around, you're like, fuck, I can't. I'm stuck here. I can't leave.
Yeah,
I
you,
hate
you
being stuck, dude.
Oh, the second day of boot
I
camp
hate
too.
being
I was
stuck,
just like,
although
what the
that's a
fuck did I
pretty sick
do?
porn category.
Anyone who feels stuck like they're anyone
Mom, what are you doing, laundry? Oh, you're stuck.
What the fuck?
anyone who like ever feels like stuck in life, like it's such like a unique feeling of desperation.
Yeah.
where it's
Yeah.
just, like,
Well, that's
a
the thing that drives
helplessness.
suicides. It's not like
Yeah.
sadness; it's hopelessness.
Yeah.
It's like you not
Oof.
being able to see a way out.
So
Yeah.
I just looked it up real quick. If you're interested in MK Ultra more on YouTube, look up A Bad Trip to Edgewood.
Okay,
Sick ass
check it out.
15-minute documentary. They interview like old people that were part of the experiment and just talking about how it just fucked them up for the rest of their lives and stuff.
That's pretty
Man,
cool.
there's
this
crazy
one.
experiments. So,
There is.
yeah.
There's this one famous one where there was an airman. I forget what state. I believe it was in South Carolina. That they were doing these LSD experiments on, and he freaked out.
Yeah, because you imagine being on LSD and then seeing like an alligator.
Yeah. So they were trying to train him for. They were trying to train him to like. I think like it's obviously very obscure, but I think they were trying to train him to like kill on command, and they accidentally triggered him, and he killed a 4-year-old girl.
ooh.
Well, he
killed
did it.
a random 4-year-old girl, but then he came to, and then he didn't realize he did it. And then they had to get Jolly West out there to like scramble his brain so he wouldn't like fess up to any of the experiments they were doing on
Man,
him.
this is like what people would tell me would happen if I did mushrooms when I was little.
And then they rebranded him
God.
as a film director.
Yeah, wait,
That
what?
man grew up to be George Lucas.
Jesus Christ.
And then he killed all of our childhood. Damn, man, that's so they were
Wait,
trying
wait,
to.
wait.
That was
wait,
in that
wait.
book,
How'd you, wait, what?
They were trying.
That
to,
was in the book
That's-
Chaos. I'm probably botching some of the.
They tried to
it's
turn him
just
into
called-
like a
okay.
like a psycho, like a psychic soldier, like a super soldier.
Wait, like
Yeah,
they want
yeah.
they want to call him and be like banana, and then
They wanted it,
kill someone?
they wanted it to be like
He's
a
like,
Manchurian Candidate. Yeah, to have like plausible deniability.
Like what's that one guy from Captain America: Civil War? Bucky.
Bucky
Bucky,
Barnes. Yeah, they
Bucky,
basically
yeah.
made him.
Bucky
Yeah, they
Barnes
wanted a
him.
Winter Soldier.
I want
Yeah.
a Winter Soldier. Yeah.
Yeah, they
wanted
read
Winter
that some
Soldier.
dude, some like officer was passing the time, was reading Marvel comic books, and he was like, "We should do that."
Yeah, like this is a good idea. This comic book ass shit. Yeah, the people who rule over us are less creative than you think they are. They probably are really influenced by all that kind of stuff. Comic books and sci-fi and whatever the fuck else is out there.
Your mom went to college.
There's so many quotes from that movie. I was thinking though about stuff that like that movie kind of like ruined for a while. That stuff that just got like played out because it was an Napoleon Dynamite and people just thought it was really funny. So for example, like Chapstick.
Chapstick.
Like people were
yeah.
just like, you
That
know,
looks
I
real
just feel like,
bad.
because like, dude, I was like, we were like in we were in 7th grade when that movie comes out. It comes out, right? And I feel like socially, that's when people are just like the fucking weirdest.
Yeah.
Especially in my middle school, at least, because it depends on your setup. But like my middle school was 7th and 8th grade by itself, basically. So you got like the 2 years where people are the most hormonally
Yes.
like in flux and fucking just weird and awkward, right? So like.
People really grasped onto the Liger.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, people
I remember
latched
that.
onto so many aspects of that movie and made it like their whole personality. And we're like,
yeah.
oh, I love chapstick. And
People would be like, "Did you know Ligers are a real thing?" It's like, yeah, if they have sex with each other, I'm sure it is.
And
but,
people,
like,
Yeah.
people loved fucking tater tots. Like they started screaming. I
be
guarantee
fair,
you
tater
that,
tots are
that
really
Napoleon
good.
Dynamite is responsible for tater tots still being on like the menu in some burger restaurants because it just
Probably.
like
Probably.
made tater tots so cool.
That's
like, this movie
very
had
that's a
such
very
big cultural
millennial
impact.
coded thing. Is like like
Yeah.
you go to like a bar and it's like loaded tater tots.
Exactly, loaded tots.
Kamikaze tater tots.
David call it tots.
Yeah, tots.
Like spicing, kicking tots, and it's just
Yeah.
like,
Can I just say I love?
Okay, it's an order of tater tots. Get this, we're gonna put nacho cheese on it, some Kobayashi beef, and then we're gonna put bacon bits.
Can I say
Bacon
I
bits.
love that there are like loaded
Melted cheese.
There are like loaded fries in San Francisco that are called like kamikaze fries.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I feel like I had that recently.
Just a guy.
That
who's,
used to
like,
be,
in
dude.
Pearl
That's
Harbor is
one
like,
of my favorite indulgent meals. Would be like you go to one of those places and you get loaded fries. Loaded fries are delicious. Man.
yeah, but I feel like loaded fries have gone too far now.
Yeah,
I
now
kind of
there's,
want like
way
a
too loaded.
subcategory of like semi-loaded fries. Like,
Yeah.
just put a couple things on it.
Dude, you know, like
spruce it up a
the
bit.
animal style
like,
fries at
animals-
In-N-Out.
yes,
honestly,
yes.
fucking,
I was about to
love
say,
that. shit.
Exactly, because that's great.
That is the
Yeah.
only way. The only way you can eat In-N-Out fries. They're like literally like In-N-Out fries without the animal style shit on it are literally just like the child like potato toy that you have in like the child's kitchen set.
Oh, yeah, I knew
that's
that.
the
They are
fucking
very
texture of them.
tasteless.
They
I mean,
are
I kind of
like
like
tasteless. Like texture is fucking terrible.
Clearly,
It is a
this is
little
a
weird.
non-California.
I'm not from California.
Hey,
I like
hey,
In-N-Out
I love
fries.
In-N-Out.
I
The
raw
In-N-Out
dog
fries.
I might buy
In-N-Out
some
fries
after
are
this
terrible.
show now.
Honestly,
Actually,
yeah.
I might go get some.
The tier
Where's
list
the
is
nearest
like
In-N-Out from here? Is it Daly
Far.
City?
Yeah.
Daly City, right?
You're
Yeah.
right
And
though. They
Or
should
do you want
have
to drive to Pier 39? That's like your two options.
They should have loaded fries, fully loaded fries, and then Matrix fully reloaded fries.
It's like a story now that like a double with fries is like $15 at In-N-Out or something. In some
There's
locations.
too much cheese, Trinity.
There's some locations where like In-N-Out's gotten very expensive.
oh maybe.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Or it's like
weird
over
'cause-
$10.
I saw that
It's
video.
over $10
for a burger and fries.
Yeah.
A burger and fries.
You showed a video where it's In-N-Out like removed all their furniture and they just had like setup tables. What the fuck is that?
It was, there's a video. It was clearly like in the process of renovation, but there's like an In-N-Out because In-N-Out's one of their trademarks that they all look exactly the same.
Yeah.
like they all look, or at least very similar.
Yeah.
like as much as like as close to it as normal as possible.
like an old diner.
Yeah, it's
Like,
great.
old burger
They got these little
diner.
booths, right? They got these cool little booths and shit. But at this one, they were renovating, so all the booths were gone. They had like these like circular like picnic tables set up instead. It was and like shitty ass chairs. It was so fucking
That's weird. I would just not go. I would just eat in my
I
car.
would go home. Yeah, I'd be like,
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, we're at an hour 15, so let's go for another 15. But just so that we know that like we're about to end.
Okay, yeah.
closing
Oh, wait,
time.
You don't have to.
all right, can we go over something quickly that I saw on Twitter?
Yeah, that's,
that I
that's,
found
why,
interesting?
that's why I give the 15-minute warning.
Okay.
And
All right.
This is
Oh,
the
by the way,
Christian's time.
that Grimes thing, she didn't even play.
Wait, so you didn't
It started.
hear her-
It started
I thought you
an
said
hour
she
late.
performed.
No, she didn't perform. I just saw her show up, and I
You
said hi to
literally.
her.
Oh, when you said you saw her, you literally.
I literally
just
saw her
You
because I was.
saw
I
saw her walk in. Like,
literally saw
I
her.
literally
oh,
saw
hey,
her.
what's up, Grimes?
And she doesn't fucking play. So the whole thing is just a shitty trade show and an awful rave.
Yeah.
And Grimes didn't even play.
Well, yeah, she Grimes. You know, she's part of the industry now. She has a baby with.
Yeah,
Elon
she's an
Musk,
angel
you know?
investor.
She doesn't have to play. That's
No,
not
she's
her
an
only
angel
skill.
investor in a bunch of AI. I met a guy who worked for one of the companies that
God
AI.
damn it, I
Grimes
fucking
invested
hate
in.
rich people, man.
I know,
They're just wasting their time, just jerking off.
And
to
like
these
the company
stupid
though was
ass-
like
Which is why I
AI
can't
toys.
wait to go ask
you can
these people
buy a
if
little
they've
like
had sex
toy that like
recently.
learns things about you for your kid and like it
Oh,
talks-
that company.
yeah.
It'll raise your
Grimes
kid
is
for
an
you.
investor in that thing.
Oh
Wait,
yeah.
it'll raise your kid
Yeah.
for you.
No, we call those Mexicans, Shane, not AI toys.
Dude, I was walking.
My mom's
past-
not Mexican, so that makes a lot of sense, considering how I wasn't raised.
I was going to the doctor, and I was walking past like the JCC on like California Street, and then
What is that?
that's the
Jewish Community Center.
It's like they're having.
I know where
summer
all
camp.
of them are for reasons. No, I was kidding.
He's planning an operation.
And like I like saw this like girl and then this like smaller girl, and I was like, oh yeah, I guess if you are rich enough in the city, you do just have like a Latina person like take care of your kids.
No, yeah,
Like,
dude,
just legit.
One of my
like a
one of my
Latino person
kids'
with a
closest
Jewish
friends, like my
girl?
little
Yeah.
5-year-old's like best friend. I've met his parents maybe once or twice. The whole other times has been the maid. It's just this Latina maid from El Salvador, and me and her and like my wife like sit around and like she's just had like a crazy life. She's like 50. I want to say a 50-year-old El Salvadorian woman that just raises these kids for them.
It's like a series of unfortunate events.
yeah. They
Yeah.
just
I
pass
mean,
them off.
rich people at like my job, they sometimes will talk about their au pairs or whatever.
Au
and I'm
pairs,
just like, this is weird. They
what
kinda
the fuck
feel
is
like
an au
you're-
pair?
An au pair is like a girl from a foreign country will come to America for like a set amount of time, like 3 months,
And, like, live
and then
with
like,
you
but like she's
and-
on a work visa. So the easiest thing for a young girl to get a job doing is just to take care of kids. So she'll live at a rich person's house or in like housing where there's like 8 other au pairs, so it's cheap,
Yeah.
and then just take care
Yeah.
of the girl's house. You get
Yeah.
some sexy fucking au pairs. in
Yeah,
the
that's
city
why
all
you
the
see
time.
them on
Probably.
dating apps sometimes, where it's like if you ever see a woman who seems like she's from a very like a distinctly different country and very very attractive, you're like, wait, what?
That's why.
It's usually they're an au pair.
Wait, but
that you
but
went
was
through.
the Jewish community center?
which
what you wanted
sucks
to bring
because
up?
I'm like, damn, I'm probably not nearly as
Yeah,
rich. or whatever the
I
fuck
saw
they
there
are.
was like a bunch of
I'm
parents
fucking
picking up their
broke,
kids.
so I can't.
And I was like walking.
Yeah, but they're also
around.
just here to have fun. So whatever.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
right
no,
about
that's
that,
the thing.
essay.
That's the thing,
Yeah,
bro.
it's yeah.
pairs.
Dude,
just
I
wanna
forget like
have
I
fun.
forget how rich I forget how rich San Francisco is until like I was at a cafe one time with a friend, and like whenever I'm in a public place, I'm always listening to everyone else's conversations. Like I cannot help it. It's just like
Well, when they're having
just
them so loudly,
You can't help but overhear.
it could be like quiet, and it like my brain is still like
When
don't
I
know why.
overhear two people like unironically discussing AI in San Francisco, I'm just like,
Oh yeah, it's
once again, stereotypes are
Yeah,
real.
that's what
Yeah,
that
yeah.
whole fucking rave was, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, I mean, what else are they supposed to talk about right now? They
Yeah,
don't-
but
they
like
don't-
anything
Their
else.
personalities is this stupid, silly industry. What the fuck? What, they're gonna talk about the books they're reading?
It just reminds
that
me
have
that
nothing to do with
It
this.
just reminds me that like there are people who like unironically don't they just see it as like, yeah, AI's great, and they don't see it past any more layers than that.
No, because
think
they're
It's
getting their
insane.
bread is getting buttered from it, so like they don't
I
have
think
to
that they
about it
just like to
critically.
feel like they're like smart and they're on the forefront of
Yeah,
stuff and they're
dude,
like on
that-
the cutting edge.
I
blah,
saw a
blah.
tweet.
Which is ironic because they're so stupid. They're like, it sounds like her. It's
like these
bro,
people are
you
like
fucking
big
stupid. Sorry.
cheerleaders.
Oh no! I saw a tweet and it was just like of Donald Trump talking about AI, and then they're like, I didn't realize he could have a thoughtful conversation about this, but he repeated the literal like 3 things that people are talking about in AI right now, which is like, oh my god, like you can make a video that sounds like me and that looks like me, and oh yeah, there's gonna be like an energy
AI,
problem.
everyone's talking
and
about
like, oh
AI.
yeah, like I went to San Francisco and they had a fundraiser for me, and the things that they were showing me are like they don't even seem real.
I saw a video
wow,
online.
so
It was-
thoughtful. Thank you. That's like what literally everyone's talking
I
about.
heard
It's so
myself
thoughtful.
playing Call of Duty. I say I've never played Call of Duty.
Yeah, no,
but
literally.
I'm playing Call of Duty.
That's literally.
It's AI.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would love to hear Trump talk about AI. That sounds fucking.
I'm like,
stupid.
I just like
Logan
try not to
Paul's
think about it
podcast.
because it just infuriates me at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not
I
gonna
get very afraid.
I'm not gonna worry about it until it directly impacts me.
You should. It's
same.
going to.
Yeah. So when that day comes, sure.
Well, it depends on what you like. What does that mean though? Like directly, like what is that?
If I can find a way to make money off of it.
It's already somewhat. It's already. Well, I don't know. It already.
Dude, we should start a
is-
company. We should start an AI company.
Hey, we got a founder here.
Yeah.
We got product marketing. We got sales.
We could
got
just call it. We
engineering.
could just be a total sham. Like I'll be the I'll be the
absolutely.
product manager.
This can be. This
I'll
can be.
a
Let's
PM.
make a company. It doesn't. It doesn't. It has nothing to do with AI. We go public.
It makes an
okay?
AI podcast.
Well, we know we go public, then we ship to AI, fucking stock through the roof. It's like when the Long Island Iced Tea Company, when blockchain was huge,
yeah.
they just went, hey guys, we're doing blockchain now, and their stock without any business plan went up 200% in one day.
See, wait, no way.
Yeah.
See, that just shows you we're in like a very. I think we're in a very precarious stage right now, of like this market economy, because of just how big, how like close we are to just like inflating the market too much with these shams. And just letting people get away with it.
Everything is just a scam. Everything is gambling. Everything
It's
is just
becoming
like
too
people
much, like
gambling
too much, dude. Like,
on
everyone's
various
doing
scams.
AI stuff and just making
would-
AI whatever. There's
You know what? When an AI can write a movie like Napoleon Dynamite,
Oh,
that's when I will be
never,
sold
dude.
on it. But I don't think that will ever happen.
That's probably sooner or
Wait,
later.
there's gonna-
wait,
there's gonna
guys.
be-
There was
so.
something Christian wanted to bring up.
Oh,
that he saw
about
on
people
Twitter.
being rich?
No, on Twitter.
Oh,
Twitter.
okay. I'm gonna bookend the thing I said about people in SF being rich because I think it's funny. I was at this cafe. It was like fancy cafe, and then I heard these people talking
Too
about.
close to the mic. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I heard people talking about sending their kids to like an immersion school, a German immersion school where their kids could like raise salmon. I was like, I was like, what the fuck am I hearing? Wait, where the fuck am I? And then they were comparing it to like a Spanish immersion school, but they weren't happy with the Spanish one because it was 50% immersion. I was just like, what? I was like,
You don't even know what immersion is, and they're talking about different scales. of immersion. You're like, what?
drown in that culture.
They're
They're not submerged enough.
yeah, I was just
German
like
culture.
a German immersion school, German, like
Yeah,
German.
it's like,
You know what I
it's
mean?
like, oh, that's very fascinating.
Yeah.
I actually took my kid to a submersion school. It was underwater.
Dude, there's a lot of those.
like Like I went to immersion school. Like I know what it's about, but it's still just like weird to hear.
It's weird, but like German. Why would you choose German?
German.
I know
What the
that's
fuck
so-
use would German have? Everyone, I mean, like,
Well, they're the perfect.
Maybe they wanted to be good at soccer.
Maybe they're hedging their
maybe they
bets on
wanted
the
to play
Fourth
soccer.
Reich.
No, just in
Rising.
case, you know.
yeah,
Just in case
just in
it's super
case,
popular
man.
again.
just having their like
Just in
small
case they
shops,
start
like,
wilding out again.
Dude, there's the far right's like gaining traction in Germany again, and there's like these young kids
They're
that
up
show up
to
at
it
rallies.
again.
There's these young kids. There's this. I saw this thing that was straight out of like 1939. It was like a bunch of these like young looking like blonde German kids, and they were singing the song that was like "Foreigners Out." Foreigners out, and I was like, "Here we go." Here.
I know. Here we go again.
This is like it was like when I first saw the trailer for The Force Awakens. I was like, "We're back, baby."
I feel like part of like
we are
I feel
back.
like part of like German like high school curriculum should be like playing the Wolfenstein video games. Like,
Dude, yeah,
bro, just kill. You have to kill Nazis for 10 hours just to make sure.
Yeah,
like,
just
Is
make
that
sure.
what you do in those games?
It's basically
Yeah.
like if the war kept going,
Those new
then
Wolfenstein
they, like,
games are
they
cool.
like developed like technology. Now they have like Uber soldiers and shit. And
Uber
so you're basically
Mensch?
you're fighting like
Ubermensch?
you're fighting like
Ubermensch?
super you're fighting like super powered like Nazis basically.
Yeah, like they go back in time and like give a weapon to Hitler, and Hitler wins World War II. That's the whole point of that.
What's the weapon? Like a fucking one of those laser swords from Halo?
yeah.
Oh, wait,
that
actually,
seems
I think
so sick.
it's maybe not that far away from that. I think it's some sort of laser technology.
It's something, yeah.
It's pretty sick,
I forget
though.
what it is, but there's a cool game. It's a cool game.
yeah, but the
Fremen
thing
army.
though is in
Muad'Dib's
those
legions?
games. If you play those games in Germany, there's like just a fake made up symbol that's not the swastika.
Yeah, you're not allowed to show
And
swords
they're
in
not.
Germany.
I'm sure they're not referred to as Nazis or anything.
No, it's just like some
Man,
random stuff.
That reminds me of that movie Inglorious Bastards.
Yeah,
I
Do
haven't
you guys
seen
think
that.
you'll ever
You
watch
haven't
a
seen
movie
that?
like that?
I've only
ever?
seen the
Do you think a
open-
movie like
oh,
that's
yeah.
ever going to be made? You haven't seen it?
sorry.
I've
Everyone says that when someone hasn't seen a movie. You haven't seen it?
Yeah, I've only
should
seen
watch
the
it.
opening scene, and the opening scene is like,
Oh my
Oh
god!
yeah, with the
yes.
milk.
Holy
and the,
fuck,
With
yeah.
the Jews under the
ground.
floorboards.
Yeah.
man.
like,
That's what it is.
like I remember, like I think
It's a
that's
great
the
scene.
only trailer for or the only opening scene of a movie. I remember literally every part of that. Like I like
Pretty
remember it's like so.
It's, the tension is
Yeah,
just like
it's incredible.
And then
Christoph Waltz
and then
really
it lets you like kind of like unclench your butthole for a second, and then it's like just kidding, reclench that.
I had that movie on
Yeah.
my fucking iPod, and I like watched that shit like
Sick, yeah.
every day when I was in school during class.
Dude, Christoph Waltz is one of those actors
That's
that like he was
phenomenal.
like a one-trick pony. Like every other movie, they tried to use him in that exact same way. Like he
Yeah.
could never outgrow that role.
I thought he worked well at basically being the same guy in Django. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's because he wasn't a movie actor. He was like a stage actor for most of his
yeah.
career.
Well, he
that's-
also had a very he's Austrian too. He had a very big career in Austria, and like I don't know how he managed to get into.
Oh,
he was just
like
perfect
Hitler.
for that role.
Yeah, just like Hitler. Yeah, he got to start in Austria.
He was perfect in that role. Like he just spoke every language that was like required of that character super
Yeah.
well.
It's funny.
Dude,
it's funny.
it's funny how they like I find Europeans a little annoying. Whatever, like this glorification of Europe is obnoxious. I love America, but the fact that many of them speak multiple languages is
Yeah.
very impressive.
I'm jealous.
I know, but it's also I
I'm
mean,
so jealous I'm just
it's
one
like no
language
shit,
dude.
bro. They're right next to you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Austrians-
It's like-
we had the decency to conquer an entire continent, so we wouldn't have to learn
losers.
another
Ha,
language.
ha. Yeah,
To be
bitch.
fair, there's a lot of people.
You fucking play to win, baby, in America.
There's a lot of people
So
who speak Spanish in America, and I fucking can't. Say
Well,
I
that's
just-
only
I just
because
think
they
it's
have
a-
ethnic
it's-
ties to.
it's just like a-
and we're also right next to them too.
yeah,
Like, there's a
exactly.
whole-
They're the only
Yeah.
other language
Also,
that we're right
like,
next to.
that's
what I'm saying.
And
Spanish was the
saying,
main
I
language
just
of most
wish
of
I
the
knew
American
Spanish.
West.
And a lot of
for
people, but a lot of
long
people
time.
do, you know, like especially like to your point near those areas. So if you're in fucking Europe and you're sandwiched by fucking like two different countries
Yeah.
speak two different languages,
Yeah.
odds are people in your language are going to speak
Like-
those two languages.
Austria
Yeah.
specifically has like a bunch of people who are like very, very multilingual because they're close to Germany, close
Yeah.
to Italy, somewhat close to
Yeah.
France. Like they're touching
They're
Switzerland.
close to fucking Hungary too.
Close to
Like,
Hungary.
like, it
you
goes
know,
to show
I don't know
how
why
it's
you would
really
ever
just
want to
like
speak Hungarian.
Hungarian.
Yeah,
Like,
like, so
They
obnoxious
used to be one
people,
country,
like-
bro. Austria-Hungary.
Yeah.
They try to talk about like Americans like that, like it's a bad thing, and it's like, dude, you didn't choose to learn these languages. either.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
shut up.
You know, a cool
You
part
swear
of
like there's no reason for you to have known these languages. Like, what do you want me to do? Just be at home fucking drilling like Russian and shit?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
or
there's
just-
no point.
a funny part of
I'm
World
just gonna
War.
go. I'm just gonna learn German in my apartment in fucking California.
Yeah, it's like why? Like, what's the point? But a funny part of World War II lore that I like is that like obviously Hitler's like Austrian, but now he's like oh Germans are like the master race or whatever, And so his solution to that was that he just annexed Austria. He's like, I am German too.
Yeah.
Clearly, he didn't judge that based on their fucking cuisine.
And and then the Austrians were just like, you know what?
Oh, brats, the master race
like,
must have made
like
these.
this greasy ass fucking sodium rich
We
sausage
listened
all
to
day.
this is the peak of humanity.
I bet if he had some pad thai, he probably would have thought a little differently.
Oh fuck! His head couldn't have handled that. Although Thai food was a psyop, it was like a government program.
Wait, what?
Thai food, yeah, like Thai food as we know it now. Like there
Give him
was
some
no,
fucking fried chicken, bro. Blows
You're
my
saying
head.
this is a man?
there was no unified like
Give him a
Thai
fried
cuisine.
drumstick. See what
Like,
happens
the
after.
government made up Thai food in Thailand to have a cultural sort of like
Wait,
touchstone,
pad
and
thai
then
is not real.
no, that was like it wasn't an authentic dish that people were making at their homes. He like the government like pushed this idea of Thai food, so like there would be like something for tourists to come and eat, and they could export it.
Well,
Yeah, coincidentally, yeah, a lot. It's unfortunate how like a lot of dishes in Southeast Asia that are most known like globally, like banh mi, for example,
yeah, banh mi
were
is
like imposed upon them by like an external.
Wait,
Yeah.
how about Thai
That's
fried
nice.
rice?
That's probably like that's
Listen,
not
as
authentic.
long-
fried ri- they don't even have fried rice in China, and they don't eat fried rice in China. That's just an American thing. 'cause
They
we're
probably
disgusting.
do because they eat fried. Everyone eats fried rice everywhere. Like it's such a.
I know, but it's not like a traditional Chinese dish. That's like an
I'm not talking
American.
about- I'm talking about
dish.
Thailand.
It's definitely not traditional Chinese, but it's just something that people eat everywhere.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone has their bowl of shit. I just want to eat every ethnicity.
You just get a
like,
big
bowl.
fucking wok and you throw rice and a bunch of shit in it. Like,
Listen,
God,
I
I
like
can't remember the last time I chose to eat Chinese food. Like, because like remember that used to be in the roto. No, but remember growing up, that would be a roto if you had to eat
As he-
out.
as
It's
he
like okay,
tweets
we're
this
getting
on
pizza,
X.
or we're going to an American restaurant, or we're gonna go get chow mein and fried rice.
because
and,
it's like American Chinese food.
yeah,
basically,
I can't
right?
remember. I
Like
remember the
Americans
last
take-
time I've
Man,
They've
chose.
had that kind.
Are
Yeah.
you saying
yeah.
like everyone has like their bowl of stuff and like obviously all the Asian countries use rice? And it makes me think like it would have been pretty funny if like Midwest people like just have like bowls and like instead of rice it's corn.
Yeah, I mean you guys
Can
do,
you?
right?
Can you? That's the thing, though, right? Like there are differences regionally within the U.S. as well. We speak the same language, but like not really. Like it sounds different depending on where you are.
Oh, yeah.
it's not as much as it used to be. Like in like say maybe like the '80s or something
Yeah.
when like there was no internet. 'cause
Oh,
everyone kinda
pre-internet,
talks the
yeah.
same
Man,
now.
I didn't realize until I moved out here how little people out here know about the Midwest.
Do nothing.
People talk so differently too elsewhere, like where you are. They behave.
Yeah.
They really do, though. You know, like
Yeah,
they really do behave differently in different parts of the
Yeah,
country.
they do.
Yeah, of course.
Like,
Dude,
I say pop and supper and people find that endearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, folks, we are
okay.
we
Oh,
are
yeah, on that.
at the
We
the
gotta be
hour
done.
30 mark.
Wait, let's do one more.
What?
Top 10 artists across sex playlists.
Oh,
Wait, across
That's
sex.
a
Wait,
good-
across what?
Sex playlists.
Okay, let's hear it.
All right,
oh,
speed
hold on.
run.
Someone get some guess.
Speed run,
all
speed
right.
run.
All right.
Wait, get some guess. Get.
No guesses. We have to speed
All
run.
right.
What's number 10?
The
We have to speed run.
No, number 10, Doja Cat.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, is that,
that's
this
for
is-
the girls,
This is like
man.
right now, right? Like this.
Yeah,
year.
this is right now.
Not like all
Okay.
time.
All right, actually, this is the only one that I think that is weird. Okay, guess number 9 out of all the artists right now.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
No.
What I got to give it to your vagina.
California.
Okay,
I
she's
don't
super
know.
popular right now.
Taylor Swift?
Yes.
Whoa.
Why would you listen to Taylor
Ew.
Swift in
I don't want to
bed?
think about her long,
That's like-
gangly skeleton while I'm having sex.
Okay, I get it that you're not like part of white culture. You don't get white people, but don't judge them. Okay,
I feel
that's
like
what they put
I'm
on.
feeling 22. That's literally all we do on this show. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know. It's
That's like that. Is that not like that's
that's
bizarre.
It's called white culture.
Okay,
baby.
keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Who's next?
Keep going.
Oh,
Number,
can I
number
guess?
8, Rihanna. Okay,
okay,
Rihanna. All right, now
understandable.
guess number 7.
Is it a
I just
weird
don't
one?
think that
This
people
is
who
even-
play
this is-
music like this who have sex
Ed-
enough to have it be like consistent play good music. So I'm like, I have
Probably
no.
not.
Is Ed
Yeah, it's
Sheeran
gonna
on the
be-
list?
Also, hey, I don't know about you guys, but I've never been a music during sex person.
I was in
Yeah,
college
no.
because I didn't really know how to set the tone, so I made up for it with
I have
music.
neighbors, so I have to cover. You have to.
Oh,
I feel like music does not cover.
Yeah,
I would say- I would say
I mean, it gives you. It
just
gives you. But
does it.
I mean, but it's not. It's not as blatant though. Like,
Yeah,
it's like
no, it's unmistakable though, because Shane makes horse noises during sex.
I mean, if it's like someone you don't know that well, and like you haven't you know, if I know someone more and have a deeper connection with them, I don't need music. Like I just want to be there with them, right?
No,
But,
even
like, if
for
it's just
me,
if it's
even
like
like
one
one
night
night
stands,
stands,
like,
I
on
would
the
never play
tunes,
music.
baby.
It's
I know.
just-
yeah. To me, it can be distracting.
Yeah.
But I need it because you can't just be in an apartment building, just like
Yeah.
railing people.
You know,
Wait, so
I mean,
wait for number 6.
I've also never lived in an apartment too.
Oh wow, okay.
privileged boy.
Wait, we're on number 6, right?
the number 7.
What
Okay.
are, give us some hints
All
because
right,
apparently
21
it's a weird one.
Pilots.
Let's go.
No, his name is 3 letters
SZA?
or 3 words. Sorry,
3 words.
3 words.
His name is 3 words?
Yeah,
Fucking Imagine Dragons.
no, that's 2 words. Tyler the Creator.
Oh,
Who the
whoa.
fuck is fucking
You make my
Tyler the
earthquake.
Creator?
Oh yeah, I mean,
Hey guys,
Zoomers?
probably.
I mean, yeah, Flower Boy
Gay
is kind of
Zoomers.
has some
Man.
nice.
All right, what's
Flower,
next? What's
that's,
next?
that's an even weirder
All right, come on,
album.
here we go.
Okay,
Like I bet Frank Ocean's on the
this
list.
is actually even more bizarre. Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, why the fuck you put on?
They just listen to Love
They
on
not like
repeat.
us. They not like us. They not like us.
Wop 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 wop.
And then like number 5 is like Lana.
It's like, whoa, what are you?
Then it's like Lana Del Rey. Then it's
other
like
vegetable.
That I get.
Jacob, bleep out the.
Yeah,
I understand.
Lana, yeah,
P word.
like
Lana,
girl,
Lana
you have that-
Central.
she's basically moaning anyway. That's like
Yeah.
And then number 4 is Drake. I don't know who this is.
Drake.
Deftones.
What?
There's a hole in the earth.
Deftones during sex.
There's a hole in the earth. That's the only song I know from Deftones.
Deftones are. Someone said this once and it made me laugh. The Deftones are like the Smiths, but for Latinos.
That's a weird one though. That's like me being like, let me put on some Linkin Park.
That's that's very bizarre.
I tried so hard, but in the end, I didn't even come.
All right,
Oh,
finish this up.
and then number 2 is Kanye.
Okay.
Maybe.
Kanye is not very sexy.
gotta be
People just aren't
awkward.
creative.
You wait, no. What's that? Slow jams. You could have.
I'm
sex
sorry,
slow
what?
jams.
Yeah, were you gonna put slow jams on repeat?
Yeah, somebody who
What?
can.
I'm sorry,
Twister
what?
comes on, you're
What
like,
website is this?
It's random Twitter post.
It's random Twitter
Random
post?
Twitter
Are you sure
post.
this isn't just this guy's top 10?
No. Random.
Because it is Twitter, and they love Kanye there. They love Kanye.
No.
They want to think
it has,
about.
it has like a weird grade. It came from like a weird website. It's probably one of those just like weird
Alright,
like
who's number one?
clickbait things. Oh, The Weeknd, of course.
Okay, the weekend.
Yeah.
That makes
Well,
sense.
There you
speaking
go.
of weekend, this one's coming to an end.
Well, guys,
Thanks for coming, Christian. It's great having you.
Yeah,
This
as
is a fun
always.
time.
Thank you.
Napoleon Dynamite 20th anniversary. Go rewatch it, revisit it with your friends. It's just as good as it was back then.
You know
can
who
recommend.
also liked it? My 5-year-old who stayed up later to watch it with us.
Nice.
Oh.
He
Yeah,
also
see?
enjoyed
Yeah.
that movie.
Keep it going. Revisit better times.
Much more appropriate movie than
Before the
300.
dystopia.
Yeah.
Before the plague.
He's been
Before this
dude,
podcast.
Yeah.
My 5-year-old has been involved in a lot of our movies because he also watched Furiosa with us.
Oh, it's true.
Dude, once he's
We
able
should
to
have your
like
son
hold
on.
like a steady conversation.
Dude, what's that Troy on?
Yeah, dude, I gotta throw
Be
him
like
on.
silence.
Let's expose him to the world at
Like,
5
if you
years
want
old,
Troy on a
whatever it
podcast,
is.
it's gonna be like 30 minutes of this.
Let's ruin him.
Yeah.
All right. Good night,
All
everyone.
right, good night, folks.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.